Hey guys. Really sorry about the difficulty that we had there. I've just called Virgin, and apparently they are doing some work on the local lines. It's restricted my speed to about just under 4 meg speed-wise. Killbane, I'll think about that. But unfortunately it means we can only run one stream because we're using the same internet connection. So we're going to carry on here on Twitch. And yeah, you'll only be able to see my viewpoint. I'm a little bit sad about that because I really wanted you to be able to see both, but needs must, as they say. On the upside of things, we have some Courvoisier now because we run out of the whiskey, so let's get going with that. Bane is still here, by the way.
Bane!
You're allowed to talk, Bane.
Hi!
Oh, there you go. I told them to work the miners to death if they must, and they said that they'd probably have it fixed by 11:45 PM. And I was lost without you, Adam. Right, I better click yes, let's do this thing. There we go. Oh, and we're in. Ooh. Honey mead. Oh, honey mead would be good right now, man. Courvoisier is not honey mead though, it's cognac, or as we in the UK like to call it, brandy. You still on the dark fruits? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have we loaded in with the game going off? Paused.
Looks like
Going.
yeah, the game's rocking
going.
and rolling. Rocking and rolling. Down to the street, down rolling. Our scientists have developed a new technology. Just so you know.
It's good to know. No, don't attack the Nemesis station, you bloody morons.
Well, I did promise I'd show you guys the Nemesis station, didn't I? So let's, I'll make a couple of counts. Yes, I'll make a couple of counts. Because Duckula by himself isn't enough.
Sorry, I've just seen Caesar's ships getting blown up.
Run away, run away.
I've got bottles everywhere, so it's a problem. I can't see the chat. Seagulls! Stop it now. So good. Run, 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 jump.
I can be your backpack while you run.
Yes, so good. Guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, next time you get the opportunity, look up Bad Lip Syncing and, what's it called? The Seagull Song.
Yeah, seagulls.
It's a magnificent Star Wars parody.
I'm not just any Cardassian.
Sir Chubby Nibs, thank you very much for following the stream, buddy.
You really want that voucher, goodness.
I'm glad you didn't have any traitorous thoughts, Odo. I'm glad. What's that nervous laughter? The bushes of love. In some ways, that's almost even better, isn't it, Viking? It's I would play it if I could get away with it. Unfortunately, I think I might get a copyright strike shoved up my arse if I did.
I'm not just any Cardassian.
Viking, thank you very much for following the stream. "29 times
We are yours to
we
command.
fought that beast."
Awaiting further orders.
There we go.
Acquire target and
now you guys can start doing your job.
Look-G and Juk-G!
Blowing up that bloody unicorns.
Increasing engine output.
Hashtag
There's Locutus. Ah, he's so cute.
Locutus of Borg is cute.
Locutus is cute. Locutus is the cutest. The cutest of Borg.
Locutest of Borg.
Hashtag Locutus problems.
Where's my antimatter regen? That one. I really need
Sweeting, welcome
antimatter.
to the stream, my friend. Skinless Clover, welcome to you as well.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Dr. Nick.
Hi, everybody!
Hello.
Here we go. Okay, so this is the station. There it
Oh,
is.
goals at the station.
I'm just showing them with a scout. In fact, I'm going to send my scout towards it so they can see what happens. It's not.
Death. Death is what happens.
So let's go in from the perspective of Bob here. Oh, Bob's being shot. Bob, perhaps you should turn around.
Don't be like Bob. Don't go to Nemesis station.
So as you can see, it's fairly powerful and it kills things extremely quickly.
Very true.
Have you juiced those phaser bags? Flicking heck.
Phaser bags.
What the things that go pew pew, whatever the hell they are.
Phaser bags.
Really? Really, Sammy?
Phaser bags. I know, I tried to troll you and it's working.
And you call yourself a developer.
And tactical cubes. Goodness me.
My.
My. This sounds horrible.
Oh, it's Bob from accounting. I know, he's dead now.
I know you said you buffed the cubes, but I thought you'd also increase the price.
He has.
Clearly not enough.
Yeah, you're going up against the guy that did the balancing.
I noticed.
Fun and engaging gameplay.
Oh yeah. As always.
I'm gonna get some more. There.
I think you guys need to start thinking about the station soon, don't you?
I think we all do.
We got an hour.
Oh, we still got an hour?
We still got an hour. Plenty of time.
Let them keep taking shreds out of each other. I'm fine with this.
Because once they finish for each other, they're coming for you guys.
The dead will still be dead!
I'm just concentrating and enjoying life. This is my answer.
The dead are the enemy and they always win.
I do not want to play what Caesar's got to offer. And I certainly don't want to play.
Said every woman ever.
Oh, hello! That's what she said.
You have
Oh, he's going to attack me now. Fuck! What did I do? I'm a fool.
Don't take that, Caesar. Don't take that shit.
Redbeard has a very good question. Does the Nemesis station have a range long enough to take out siege vessels?
That's one for Bane.
Yes. Yes, he does.
Bane says, oh.
Because even if you did bombard it with siege vessels, it will spawn. I know, I'm going to spoil that. You're going to find out.
Caesar, they're going the wrong way.
Yeah, they're not going to you.
That's the right way then.
Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this.
They're not going to. They're not going to Bane either. They're going back to my territory to undergo some repairs.
To lick their wounds.
Lick the wound. Salt the
No,
earth.
they're not licking wounds. They're just licking their wounds.
They're not licking their
Just
wounds.
bowl some armour onto the
But
ships.
they are a little
Big
bit.
holes.
Yep. Yep.
Khan, you can hear a constant tapping. Well, I'm not sure what that is. That's probably Keith using his keyboard, I expect. Because my mic is it's over there. In fact, I'll show you. The setup that we have at the moment is my mic is actually between us, as you can see. Hey, there's Bane. My mic is picking us both up at the moment, equally, because otherwise you'd get a load of bleed through. That's my face. You'd get a load of bleed through, which would be really unpleasant for all involved. And as a result, we have had to up the gain on the mic, which means you're able to hear things from a little bit further away, so you can hear clicks and stuff. So our apologies for that.
I'm not just any Cardassian.
Ragey Peep, thank you very much for following the stream. I like the name. Right, let's have a think.
Our scientists have developed new technology.
Have one of those, bit of that.
Really not a fan of those tactical cubes.
More latinum is required.
They're pretty tough now.
Hmm.
Fun and engaging gameplay.
Indeed. What's the construction time on them? 30 seconds.
No. Talk to the Borg Union.
40 seconds.
No, a minute and a half.
Our scientists have developed new
For a ship stronger than a Titan, that's a bit fast.
I'm hearing nothing but complaints.
We're not here to discuss standard balancing.
I think a discussion needs to be had.
Damn it.
Public shaming.
Oh no, the shame, the shame. Let me just get my flag.
Rick, did you do a boo-boo? Did you make the cubes too strong?
scientists have developed new technology.
He's
It's
like,
not that they're
"Oh."
too strong, it's that he's able to have so many so fast.
They're still
Well, I
very
had to rush
expensive.
them out.
That's because he's Draconis.
Mm.
Reason, Draconis. End of discussion.
Hey, Corey, how you doing? Turn it the other way so we can see Corey now.
We need to make Corey a mod on Twitch.
We do. We should do that. I'll. Yes, we really do. That's a very good idea.
Our partner
I should
in crime.
follow him on Twitch. I don't know if he does anything on Twitch, but we'll do it. I can block him.
No, don't do that.
Isn't that counterproductive?
Bam! Corey is the moderator. Obey the moderator.
Dum dum dum.
I cannot comply.
I'm not just
Pride of
any
the Empire.
Cardassian.
At your disposal.
Reddick Plug, thank you so much for following the stream. Really kind of you, buddy.
Yeah. Primark.
Corey says time to ban everyone. Oh, jeez.
Don't encourage him.
Abuse of power.
Abuse of power is a hallmark of the Cardassian people. I can't be mad.
Oh, what's happening in the centre? Nothing. I'm slightly concerned about this station. Pride of the Empire.
If you're worried about the station, perhaps you should try killing it.
So you can come in and take all the experience off me. Or the Draconis can then turn up and just go,
Actually, yes, Draconis joined in with one of our sing-song sessions earlier magnificently.
Oh, don't repeat that. That was really funny, but no.
We exist to serve the Dominion.
Where are those ships you were talking about earlier?
He's always looking for the enemy.
I decided
Our scientists
it wasn't worth sending them. Because of your fucking tactical cubes.
Our scientists have developed a new technology.
Note, ladies and gentlemen, everyone keeping a scout in the centre still. Just trying to...
We're just making
spy
sure
on
everything's
everyone.
okay. Oh, you play Dominion more than any other race, Radek. What do you think of the Dominion? Do you think they're relatively balanced against the other races? Because there has been a bit of a question about that. At least I don't have minus 3,000 crystal this stream. You're right, that is true. I don't. had a bit of an accident in the last stream.
Sounds it.
Victory is life.
Well, that's nice.
Victory is delicious.
What does Theodore mean minus 3,000 crystals? What did you do?
I had a little accident.
Clearly.
We can't discuss important military tactics.
What not to do next time?
Yeah, pretty much. Any Sins groups for mods like SGI has want to play some Sins for Solar Empire, but not alone anymore. I feel like the forever alone guy. Kiwi, are you on our Discord, Kiwi? If you're not, pop onto any of our YouTube videos, and there is, or Corey's YouTube videos, in fact, and there is a link in the description of any video to our Discord. We've got a lot of Sins players that join the Discord, as you can imagine, because well, we're two groups that both mod Sins. So there's a looking to play segment in there that you'll be able to post in, say, look, I really want to play this tonight, or I want to play something with people tonight, and people generally respond pretty well. So jump in there, make sure you join it, and just start talking away. There's plenty of text channels if you don't like chatting too much.
Our scientists have developed new technology.
And more importantly, our scientists have developed a new technology. Oh no. What's this? Bane of Nurgle appears to have a cloaked vessel.
Yeah.
What's this, Bane?
You're on the wrong side of the neutral zone there, Bane.
What cloak vessel?
Our scientists have developed new technology.
Do you want to build any more
Corey's
defences
jammed the Discord in the channel. There you go. So that Discord is, of course, Corey's and ourselves Discord, which is quite... were you not able to post a link, Khan? We'll sort that out. At the end of the stream, I'll sort that out, because mods should be able to post links and stuff like that. And I feel...
Ooh, that's a big fleet, Caesar.
Mm,
Are you going for the station?
no.
Are you going for Trickydickie?
No.
Are you going for me?
No.
Oh, no!
He's heading towards the station? Heading towards me?
I'm
Station?
going to assault the sun.
That seems
By
reasonable.
process of elimination.
I think he's coming with me.
Viking's just saying he's about to stream an SGI dev match on his channel as well. So if you guys want to watch a couple of different Sins mods at once, bang into Viking Warriors channel and you'll be able to see SGI on the go.
It is confusing, but it's good fun trying to do that.
Oh, are you pushing on that station? There's a cloaked fleet there. I think Caesar's going for it.
Mm.
I shall help Caesar out of the goodness of my heart.
Is complete.
Crossfire, crossfire.
Ooh, look at that. That's a fleet. He's coming towards me.
Our scientists have developed new technology.
Maybe he's not coming towards me. Why are you destroying my scout, you tart? Not cool, bro.
Some of your ships are decloaked, Caesar, and engage the station. I don't know if you meant to do that.
No, they should still be cloaked. Bloody idiots.
Fools of Dukes.
Yes, indeed.
Good old Lotro reference. So I know it's a work in progress, but I'd probably question the guys probably want to ask: is there any sort of ideas or discussions about like balancing changes for the ships and factions yet? You want to discuss, or do you still keep it under wraps?
Good questions. Good questions. You'll want to take the lead on that one, Bay.
So I think our main aim is to look at the Dominion. Really, Caesar?
I don't like the Tavara. Really.
Okay, fair enough.
It's just there, being a bit disruptive, bad influence, really.
Okay, so Reggie Peep says, noob question, but what does the Federation refinery do? The tooltip doesn't really say. That's actually a problem that we have on a regular basis. What the refinery does is it's got little vessels that spawn from it, which are like trade vessels, and they go to the asteroids, the resource asteroids, on both this world and the adjacent world, and they will actually increase the amount of resources. What the fuck is that?
It's a very on fire Romulan ship that can't cloak.
Get it out!
Oh dear God! I can't escape this. Whatever I do, I'm getting stuck. Feels to the left of me.
Goodbye.
Dominion to the right.
Here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
Oh, he's gone. I'm a bit sad about this.
Adam Law, thank you so much for joining the stream. We really appreciate it, buddy.
Bye bye.
Why, Caesar? Why?
Okay, so balance changes. As has already been mentioned, there have been some balance changes made to the Borg. So do you want to talk about those guys? Draconis and Bane between them?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some other ships were moved to later research and a little bit more expensive.
Okay, and that's to make the build-up of the Borg a little bit slower, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. The cubes have all been overhauled as well, so they're a lot more threatening, more survival, but they cost more supply. So you can expect to see the fear backing Borg cubes from players as well, so they'll take on more ships. I was feeling really happy, and then Caesar came and ruined my day.
Oh.
So yeah, we would say that, back to the refinery question, we would say that refineries are actually quite useful. At least I find that that's the case. If you build them in resource-rich environments. So what I would do is, if you find that you've got a Class K world and it's got like 6 crystal asteroids, bang one down in that. Absolutely bang one down in that. If you find that you've got a particular gravity well with loads of metal asteroids, bang one down in there. Or if you find that you've got a well that you don't really know what to do with, and both the adjacent wells have decent resource asteroids, put one in there and it will actually help them both. Khan says he's never lost the fear of a Borg cube. It's probably a good call.
You see a Borg cube, you kill it with fire, you kill it quickly.
It's nice of you to attack me with my 3 repair stations.
Yeah.
Riddick says, add the Orville to the feds. Do you know what? We would love to add the Orville to the feds.
To be honest, the repair stations shouldn't make that much of an impact.
Right, I'm going to be a little bit controversial
against
here.
that much alpha firepower.
I would say
apparently
that
it does.
The Orville, and in fact that series, is probably more Star Trek than Star Trek Discovery.
That's fair.
Yeah, do you think that's fair?
I strongly disagree with the assessment that the Borg are balanced, but there we go.
that's
The sass!
chat.
The sass!
Very, very strongly disagree with the assessment.
Did you find that the Borg have caused you difficulty?
Wow.
Okay, we'll look at that season. We will.
Well, I think it's good for Draconis to come back on that really and give his thoughts on it, because he's the one playing him at the moment.
The one winning.
Redbeard, they stack to a limited extent. Like if we, you can see if we hover over this particular dilithium labour camp here, you can see that right at the bottom right-hand corner there, it says refinery quota. Now, what that basically means is it can have 3 ships attached to it at any given time from refineries. Generally speaking, if you put 1 refinery down in this system, it'll have a refinery quota of 1 of 3. That does up the production, but only by a limited amount. So if you had one in the adjacent system, it would have 2 ships attached to it. So yes, it does stack up to 3. That can be changed in various settings, but we only have it at 3. No problem, Redbeard.
I find it quite
No problem,
amusing that the least advanced capital ship is the one that gets out.
Radek is asking how we build Sona ships. I've actually been quite unlucky so far, but the way that you build Sona ships is you build one of these, the Monarch class Stardock. You get the Monarch class Stardock by building I'm in the wrong segment, by building one of these, the Miral class constructor, and you also need these researches, the shipyard construction, and these 2 here. Once you have all these researches, you can then build a Monarch class in the Gravwell of your choosing, and you need to take this one, Jem'Hadar Support. It goes up 4 levels, and the difference in ships that you get with each level, it changes the ships that you get, basically. So you'll find that you get more powerful ships at higher levels. I've leveled mine up all the way to level 4, so you'll find that you can get some Sona ships. Here are some now. And you also get some of the better Dominion ships. So you can see we've got some Manticores here, and I presume, I don't know, yes, there we go, we've got some Gortans and what have you as well from it. So yeah, overall, pretty good. Well worth doing, in my estimation. Now, one thing that we should probably do is move these guys over here.
Understood.
I think
Do you?
we will need to deal with the station very soon.
Okay, how long have we got, do you reckon?
About half an hour.
Half an hour. And if we don't attempt it soon, we're all going to die horribly.
Who is going to be the first?
That's the thing, because whoever attacks it first is probably going to get attacked by the others.
Whoever attacks it first is hamstrung. Now this is the whole PvP element. Do you attack it first and risk being attacked yourself? It's, in some ways, it could be considered an altruistic gesture, couldn't it? Really, because you're
I
almost.
think Conus, if his Borg fleet can kill it.
I'm pretty sure the Borg fleet could kill it.
I got another plan.
Let's see.
You've got another plan. Oh, good.
Yes. I want the galaxy to end.
I
didn't mention those empty gravity wells, remember?
You want to break free.
Some people want to see the world burn.
Solar system in this
Well,
case.
here you go. You'll find that we've got another one of the different types of sonar vessels here, look. Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. Now, one thing that I think is relatively important to note is the abilities on these sonar vessels. They might be slightly different to the planetary defenders that you find. You'll notice that this vessel, it doesn't have the mines that you get on the planetary defenders, because we did deem those a little bit too powerful. If you think we're wrong, please feel free to argue with Bane or Draconis. And so it begins.
Fight!
Thanks,
fight,
Gul.
fight! Fight!
So nice of you. I feel like I need more stations.
So Jerome says, so if you're late, what happens basically? So if we don't destroy that station, what happens?
So the station is currently building up energy inside its reactors, and when it becomes too much, having detected our presence, and in order to protect their secrets, Kim Jong has set an automated program.
Kim Jong-un?
That's his name in Klingon, Kim Jong.
Kim Jong-un?
No.
Is he going to launch nukes?
No.
Oh my god!
Not to be mistaken with the North Korea.
You can see this look of frustration in Bane's eyes right now. He's like, you shut the fuck up.
Wait for a heavy object to be
So
thrown
he
across
will-
the camera.
He will He will. He will.
Will he?
He will. Shut up. He will activate and detonate the reactor core. Or the computer program will. Because
I
he's
don't know about you,
not
but
dead.
I love detonating.
Oh dear.
So, Sweeting just says, "What is happening? We don't know. We don't know, Sweeting."
This happens most nights when us lot get together, to be perfectly honest.
It's the truth. It's the sad truth.
Oh dear.
No, I ain't even sorry.
A little bit sorry.
Well,
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Did you?
Command me, founder.
I'm not just any
Alright, love steady on.
Cardassian.
Zero Scale, thank you so much for following the stream. It's really good of you, man. I apologise if there's anything unpalatable said. It's one of those nights. It's one of those nights.
Alcohol's involved.
No.
Can't take you anywhere.
Ugh. There's a fly! There's a fly! I think I got it. You played the Founders and the Stars mod. Would that be New Horizons? How did you find that, Radek? Was it good?
Command me, founder. We serve the founders.
Ah, is that delicious?
We stand ever ready.
Right then.
To serve the Dominion.
We exist to serve the Dominion. Oh yes, there is a Star Trek mod for Stellaris called God, I've forgotten what it's called.
New Horizons.
He's trying to whisper, but it's not working. Right then.
Subtle. Very subtle.
Subtle as a flicking sledgehammer. It might be better. It's subtle, guys. Subtle.
Awaiting your command.
Incredibly subtle, really.
He said something about never loving anybody the way he loves me.
I say
that all right?
Subtle as subtle as
Oh
more
dear
people
God,
with
that's a
glass
lot of
house
Borg.
with a sledgehammer.
Is that a lot of Borg? Is it a spicy meatball?
Oh, okay. We had a slight issue with the stream. It's all good.
Oh yeah, it did drop a few frames there. I think it's okay now though. Nobody worry. Nobody worry. Says, why do you have a scout at the station? I think somebody heard your whispering there, Bane. So what am I up to right now? I'm just building up my fleet. I'm a little bit terrified about what's going to happen, so I'm trying not to get too involved. What I want to do is pounce on everybody once they're all weakened. That's my plan.
Gul, your stream is staggering.
I can see that it is. I'm not sure why though. Looking at it, my bitrate is relatively constant, so it shouldn't be an issue. It's only dropped a few frames so far. If I was to wave at the camera, how is it now? I'm still waving. It's.
Yeah, there's a delay. Hold on.
Oh dear God! I know what that is.
Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Yes. I would
It
prefer
seems
not
to be stable. It seems to be stable for now.
That's stabilised a little bit. That's good. That's good.
Oh, you son of a!
Did something
I
else
haven't
happen?
I haven't actually detonated yet. I don't know what's happening there.
Oh no!
Oh, here it comes. The shockwave of doom.
It certainly did detonate.
No, it hasn't.
Oh, it has.
Rodek,
No, it hasn't.
if there's an issue with the stream, I don't think it's on your end, my friend. I think it's on my end. I can see that I had a really big dip in my upload rate there, so that would be an issue on my end and not yours. So don't worry. Carry on as you were. You don't need to drop the quality. I think you're okay.
I don't actually know what happened there because I didn't detonate.
It did detonate.
No, it didn't. It's still alive. If it detonated, it would be dead.
Well, and how did all my ships blow up?
I don't know.
Your command.
That's why I'm confused. I didn't blow it up.
You got a free shockwave, mate. Use it again.
It's either that or my fleet did a serious amount of damage.
No, that wasn't your fleet.
Yeah, I don't know though. That's the only thing I can say.
I
just don't know.
I don't rightly know.
Right, there goes the Romulan fleet. Anyway.
Thing is, my Ravenous isn't jumping. It's just sat in the next gravity well, like, oh hi there. I didn't want to detonate because I blow up my own fleet.
I'm always interested in discussing ideas that people have for the mod or for any mod in that case.
Those are some very nice ideas you have there. I have 18
armor. Have time to chat after the stream, I'm not sure. Just by virtue of the fact that I've got Bane here visiting me, and we're probably going to have a couple of beers and just relax once the stream is over.
I think we could chat in a bit for Discord.
Oh, there you go.
Whoa!
Bane is up for it, so we will chat with people for a bit on our Discord. If you're not sure where the Discord is, Corey did post it earlier in the chat. If he's still about, or Khan is about, then feel free to post that again. I'll just mod Khan so he can post it again if he chooses to.
Well, I would have had lots of really high experience capital ships.
Capital ships.
But I got shockwaved.
Did you used to have capital ships?
I used to have.
I haven't got any of those.
Now notice that Draconis did not get the experience, only I did.
No, yep, I noticed that as well. Which is a good thing, really.
Is it dead?
It is dead.
The Nemesis station is dead, yes. Died surprisingly easy, actually, to all your capital ships. I didn't
even
shocked.
see it happening.
That's because you didn't send the scout to the gravity well like I told you to.
There were 2 scouts in the gravity well.
You
I'm really
missed
sad.
it.
You missed it. You missed the whole fight.
Sorry, stream.
It's actually supposed to take a bit longer than that. So we will have a look at that in terms of balance.
So the armor's now too
very
low.
strange.
But we're now not in fear of dying from giant weapon.
So this
Indeed.
is just a straight fight between us now.
Yes. But
Let it begin.
a severely weakened Bane.
Magnificent. Indeed so, ladies and gentlemen.
So I would say to you all, it'd be wise to attack me now because I have no fleet left. There you go. I don't know what to say
I think
about
mutual destruction.
You
is
just have a
about to
lot of
happen.
defences.
Not really.
Yes, you do.
Oh, please. You're a Romulan.
I don't have as many as you
3
probably
tactical
think I
cubes,
do.
indeed. Yeah, that does seem like a lot of cubes. I'm hoping that the Klingon fleet over there will soften.
Do something?
That's
No.
my scout! That's my scout, Draconis! You make that stop! No! No, Bill! This is Bob's first cousin! Oh, the family line is over.
So I did get the ones that survived all to level 10. So I now have
That's good.
6 capital ships.
What
at level 10.
survived? 6? Oh, okay.
So I think we're actually going to have to do
That's
an
good.
individual episode at some point that shows what the Nemesis station does, because I missed it entirely.
Yeah, because you're useless. Even with my send the scout! Send the scout!
Why didn't you just say so loudly? Do you think that would have
You missed the
compromised
money
you?
shot.
Thing is, he had scouts there and he still missed it.
Yeah, it's because he's a crane.
I was very busy just staring at one single vessel of mine.
I don't know. Do a stream to show off the new system.
Just shut up and let me love you.
Honestly though, Bane, I have no idea what happened there because I didn't activate the shockwave, and the shockwave is not on autocast.
Is it alive or is it dead?
It's alive. Yeah, I didn't activate it.
You changed Draconis when you fixed it. Or unfixed it.
Fixed.
Didn't she shockwave go off?
I did. It went off on my screen.
I saw the ion storm, but that's because I have a Fekir.
Interestingly, only my ships died.
That was the red cloud. Yeah, that was the red cloud. I think what it was is my fleet just did a lot of damage.
What, just alphaed me?
Yeah.
Weird.
That's what I think it was.
That was a lot of alpha.
Yeah, still not enough to kill
the
Borg fleet.
ungrateful Bajorans sabotage the Union's communications network.
I might know another way to...
There's nothing to do with my incompetence.
Fix the shockwave.
Yeah.
It'll first send out a pulse that...
actually, thinking about it, guys. Do you know
He
when
cloaks
Bane
all
was
ships.
telling me to send scouts to that system? I don't suppose anybody, if they want to roll back in time a little bit, remember why I hadn't got any scouts in that system. Because somebody's Tavaro killed my scouts in that system. Just
you had two in there, though.
Wasn't me.
I don't know what you're on about. I'm just going to sit here and try and rebuild my fleet.
Twiddling your thumbs.
Well, now everyone's planets are open for the other person to conquer without fear.
Spicy meat the Borgs. Yes.
It's open season, isn't it, really?
Now it's a question of who's going to take the initiative. And currently, that's not looking like any of us.
Well, I'd like to point out your best bet, realistically speaking, is taking the Borg together.
Romulans? Trust anyone else? What are you on about?
Roberans?
Romulans?
Romulans.
Our scientists have developed new technology.
The rom-coms.
It's okay though, because everything that was destroyed is alive again.
I think Redbeard's pretty much got it correct. Open season for Draconis.
Not if
He
I can
may
do
be
that,
correct.
Not if Go has anything to say about it either.
I'm skeptical
what do
that
I
he would
think
attack
about
me.
Discovery? I think we should actually open this up to the floor. What does everybody think about Discovery who's in the chat right now? If you guys have got any thoughts on Discovery, type it in the chat. We'll read some of them out that are more interesting. Bane, what do you think of Discovery?
It's not Star Trek.
That's very reserved of you.
I'm being nice.
Okay. How about yourself, Steve? Have you got any thoughts on it?
I haven't seen too much, but I'm skeptical.
Okay, you're a little bit skeptical. Draconis, do you have an opinion?
I have not seen it yet.
Oh, have you not seen any of the adverts at all?
Nope.
I think they've tried to reinvent everything, and that annoys me. I don't want everything reinvented.
No, we already like Trek. We don't need new Trek. I agree with you there.
Too much Trek.
I'm going to watch it because it is Trek, and I've got a fairly long-term love affair with Trek. Do I think it's going to be any good? No, I really don't. I think it's going to be terrible. I think it's going to be JJ Trek that they've, for some obscure, unknown reason, labelled as Prime Universe because they think it will bring the Prime fans back in order to watch it. The Prime fans that didn't like the 2006 Star Trek. Or was it 2009? I think it was 2006.
2000 something.
2000 something.
Whatever the hell it was, not Trek.
2000 Trek, not 90s
do
Trek.
I have an interest in it? Yeah, of course I do. It is theoretically Trek. But do I think there's going to be any redeeming features about it? No, probably not. The races don't look the way that they're supposed to look. The ships don't look the way they're supposed to look. The technology in its progression doesn't look the way it's supposed, or act the way it's supposed to act. None of it appears to have any correlation with what Trek should and could be. We have prime progression. We have TOS, which is the original series, of course. It was made a very long time ago, and we also have Enterprise, which was made very recently. They don't necessarily correlate to one another, but you can see a technological progression if you choose to work it out that particular way. This just... it takes a fucking left hook. It's nowhere near similar. The Klingon ships aren't anything alike either of those versions. The Klingon visual appearance, the Klingons themselves, they're not the same race. They don't look the same. They don't act the same. They don't sound the same. Their architecture is different. Their ships are different. It's just a fucking mess, in my opinion. I don't like it. As you can probably tell, that is my opinion on Discovery. I think it's going to be a crock of shit, but I'll give it a chance.
So, I think everyone knows how Gul feels.
I think it was pretty self-explanatory.
It was very descriptive.
I do my
very
best.
Educational.
I do my best.
All I'm going to say is go faster slits in the saucer section.
Yes. The go faster no stripes.
Yeah. Or the inspiration from the
the
Star
guy who just
Destroyer.
says the Kelvin timeline was shit and Discovery will be shit as well, I think. I think if the Kelvin timeline itself, if they didn't call it Star Trek, I'd probably have quite liked it. I like shallow films, I like bloom, I like shiny lights. And who doesn't? We like that shallow, I don't need to concentrate films archetype. Otherwise, I mean, you know, how could we possibly suggest that Transformers was so widely popular? It's because we like not having to think in any way, shape or form when we watch films. So I think what JJ did with Star Trek could have been hugely popular if only he hadn't called it Star Trek, because it rubs Trek fans up the wrong way. It hurts them. And our scientists have developed a new technology, more importantly.
Someone's saying, no, JJ isn't a bad director.
He's not, no. I would say he's more of a TV director at times, though, to be honest with you. But there we are.
He more suits action-type films.
Yeah, Hydrox is saying the continuity errors are really difficult, disgusting to him, he says, specifically. I agree. It throws continuity out the window, which is upsetting for any true Trek fan. Like I've got minor issues with Star Trek Online, but they're nothing like the issues that I have with Discovery. I can rationalise the Trek 2006 and Into Darkness and that line of films because they explicitly said it was a different timeline. I can cope with that, that's fine. Because it doesn't have to ruin my Trek. It doesn't have to ruin something I love.
Now, Caesar, I just want to set a starbase up. That's all I want to do. And you're ruining it.
Yeah, I don't want you to set a starbase up.
I want to set a starbase up.
So, thank you for throwing in your level 10 capital ships.
It's all about. Thank you for your objections noted.
It's nice to see that Odo's got a slightly different opinion there, or he says I'm staying optimistic with this Discovery. It doesn't feel quite right
I'd
to
go
him
after
that he
Draconus
is staying
too, but I know
optimistic.
that
That's nice.
I can't fucking kill the Borg fleet the moment he jumps in.
I have not seen anything of Gul. Yeah.
That's because he's just camping in his system.
You're bloody right, I'm camping.
looking cheery.
He's just embodying the turtle style.
Chatting away. Happily.
Yeah, I'm actually too busy chatting to do anything. Sorry, guys.
They do have a point. Dominion are not turtles. You attack, and you attack some more.
Unless you turtle but don't get attacked in exchange, in which case, turtling apparently works.
Dominion turtling. I've never heard that one before.
Yeah. It's one of those crazy things that sometimes happen.
Kids these days.
The guy just says he's got the feeling that all of his favourite sci-fi universes are getting ruined. Star Trek, Mass Effect. Hopefully they won't ruin Star Wars as well. I don't think Mass Effect has been ruined.
I enjoyed it.
Standing by.
I need more ships.
I need some ships. I don't have many of those. I don't have enough latinum.
I can see how that could be a problem.
It's a huge problem. One that's upsetting me greatly.
I used to have more ships than this, but Caesar keeps blowing them up.
I'm sorry.
And he's parking a station in front of your jumping lane.
Son of a... Are you?
No, actually I'm not. I'm parking a station looking glaringly at Draconis' unit complex.
Kiwi thinks Discovery will be alright. Good on you for being
It's in front of Gul's more than yours.
Sona says, honestly though, he firmly believes that the Kelvin timeline wasn't built for old-time Trek fans. He still thinks it's there to draw in new fans who might well go on to true Trek. Yeah, I agree with you that I think something in Trek did need to change to a limited extent. It was very cheesy. And I think that's one thing that's fair to state about a lot of Trek. Like TNG, particularly, I found incredibly cheesy. And it is, but that's Gene Roddenberry's vision, I suppose. Gene Roddenberry had a vision of this future utopia where people were actually good to each other, where people helped each other because they wanted to help each other. Now, is that a likely future? Judging by the world as it is right now, probably not. But there we are. That's the way.
Oh, the Borg have come out.
Whereabouts are the Borg?
In the center pirate base.
And I
if
see
you
a
want to try and
shockwave.
attack them.
I see a shockwave.
We serve the founders. Ready. All latinum is required.
Oh, the shockwave was trying to dodge. Unfortunately, the icon's still broken on the shockwave.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to fix that.
Oh, it's getting shot.
Spreading out
Pepe
capital
says
ships.
he reckons that Warhammer 40k is going to be more like our future.
Probably.
That's a horrible and dark thing to
That
think.
is a horrible, horrible fear.
It's a terrible and dark thing to think, but it might just be right.
I feel like there needs to be a meeting in the middle once the shockwave is dead. Where's that
Fight to
shockwave?
end all fights.
Oh.
Oh no, my drink is nearly empty.
Oh dear.
Alright, I got more. I got more. How are your drinks going, babe? Are you, you're behaving yourself this evening, aren't you?
No, not really.
More so than I am.
I'm slightly disappointed. The stream hasn't deteriorated as much as I expected to by now.
I'm hoping that we're going to see some action on Gul's screen soon.
What's action? Why are you looking at my screen?
Why are you using your fleet?
What fleet?
Screen sniping.
The actual fleet that you have.
The
You
actual
have an
fleet that I
artifact
have.
on this planet.
Come under attack. We must.
We must respond.
Sitting there. Sitting there. That's what I meant to say.
It's just gathering dust.
I'm gonna, you know, I'm just gonna reskill in a minute.
Well, there's something terrifying happening in the central system.
Yeah, it's called a big Borg fleet.
That's a problem.
There's a shockwave.
I'm not going to attack because it's totally not worth it.
He's gonna kill the pirate base and probably try and capture it. Gives him an instant advantage.
I think you should. I think you should get in there, guys.
I like the way everyone's scared of fighting the Borg.
That's because I lost what should have been a winning fleet to it.
Da, 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 da.
Da, 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 da. Oh, I really want to play that game again.
School.
Guys,
Old school game reference.
Would you be interested in seeing a Final Fantasy VII playthrough? I want to do that.
Ooh.
Well, what, didn't you want to wait to the new version?
Ooh, yeah. When's that coming out? Is there any information on that?
I don't know. It's due
If
out.
they change the music, I'm going to shit myself.
I think Draconis told me when it was due out.
Draconis.
What?
Bass.
Final Fantasy VII.
I don't know. I think they're doing it in parts.
There is actually a working PC version of FF7. So, I mean, I'd love to play through it again, but it would take about 300 episodes. Well, I don't know if I've got. I'm not sure if I've got that level of commitment.
Just a quick reference: Final Fantasy VII will be told across 3 separate games. As of yet, it has not been confirmed when it is being released.
Yeah. How much more damage does 7 of 9 want to take?
A lot.
A
7 of
ridiculous
9 didn't
amount.
change.
She's still the same.
I killed most of Bane's fleet by now.
It's something about the Romulans.
And I didn't even kill 7 of 9.
She is the tanky one.
When I signed
Yeah, you don't want to kill them with 7-9 anyway.
with the Dominion, I pledged to my people that all things Cardassian would once
Oh,
again be ours.
can't lure you into my side of the gravity well. Oh,
Why are you trying to lure me?
it was a vain hope.
Oh, there's 2 fleets in the Gravity Well at the moment.
What gravity well is this?
Secure the area.
Seems a bit like Battle Royale going on in there.
Are in war vengeance. Our victory will become inevitable.
There's now 3 fleets in the Gravity Well.
Go, get in there so we can see what's going on.
Commence
I'm just going to
Operation
send a single
Lag.
Trek class in because I wouldn't want to waste my fleet.
Moving.
Prepare to enter warp.
Just a single Treshkar. What's happening in this gravity well? Oh, there are a lot of naughty people in here.
You don't
Oh,
have much of a
it's Cardassians!
Feeling a little bit outnumbered.
Whoa!
Hello,
I guess someone is
boys!
saving up a fleet.
I'm back!
Evacuate,
Oh, the Dominion are going for the Borg! The Dominion are going for the Borg! He's got a simulation yard there.
What happens to those?
He's got a unit complex there, Gul. You may
Everything
not
will be
want to do
fine.
that.
Leroy! Isn't that like the name of the Dominion?
Get ready for lag, ladies and gentlemen.
Just level 1 capital ships.
Yeah, they're not leveled up, unfortunately.
I didn't feel the need.
I'm seeing the explosions without even being in the gravity well.
I think Cole is envisioning the Sir Jenkins of Leroy approach.
Spinny Locutus! Anybody want to help?
I don't think they're going to.
What a bunch of gimps.
Kapla. Yeah, if my cursor drag would work properly,
God,
that would be
this is
great.
just hellish. How has the lag got so bad so fast?
Your ships are popping.
Ah, Locutus! Suck my nips!
Goodbye, 7 and 9.
No, she died. Wow. That's a mighty fine fleet you have there, Gul.
Not anymore, it's not.
That's a shockwave shit.
It's still a pretty mighty fine fleet.
Oh, get out of there, man! Get out of there!
No!
My shockwave's turning around.
Yeah, get out of there!
He drove Draconis away. I don't need to go and blow both of them up now. I'm actually shocked that worked.
Of course it is, it's Dominion.
Sheer weight of numbers.
Was that pun intended?
There was season mode in the entire game, and Gul just comes in and goes, "Ha! Borg! Kill!"
Just rocks up to the party.
Right, someone's going to have to be aggressive at some point, or this game will go on forever. I did the first move, to be honest with you. Where are you going?
Nowhere.
Where are you going?
Hmm?
In the context of
you
looting
attacking
the
me?
station, you made
What?
the
No.
first move.
What the hell are my ships doing? They expand so fast, look at them! That's so broken! Look at them spin.
Wow! Disco.
The glory of shadows. The glory
Oh,
of
we
shadows.
need to fix that.
And they're firing as well. That's brilliant. They're firing while they're spinning.
Dominion coming for me,
They're
aren't
yelling
they?
disco, 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 disco.
Can we fix that?
No, we don't need to fix it. That's supposed to happen.
They can't spin that fast, it's physically
Yes, they can.
impossible!
That's called overlapping abilities.
Makes the crew a bit sick.
No, it's an additional ability. They go spin so fast you can't hit them. It just bounces off.
Oh, it's just too good.
You die there, Gul.
Oh.
This has become a pretty serious game now. There's so much aggression happening.
That's so much Dominion. Oh my goodness.
I feel like I want to see what's happening in the central.
Not for long from the looks of it.
The Dominion facing them away in the centre.
Yeah, the Dominion are totally not powerful.
Absolutely not. Why would they be?
Dakota's doing a bit of passive aggressive there.
Oh!
A shockwave! It's a shockwave about to go off. Oh dear. Oh!
And people say the shockwave is useless.
Oh! Boom!
Oh, the tree!
Oh wow!
Well done. Well played. Well played.
I expected that to happen, but I had to see
A
it.
shockwave game keeps the Gul away.
Oh dear God, that was
Hey,
funny.
look, I've got a Katinka. Oh.
Someone's just put up, who's winning? Well, obviously not Gul.
The Gul, he's chased away the Borg.
Oh,
he's chased away the Romulans, and then the Klingons come in and fucking fist him.
Sweetin Dev says, well, that was a fucking disaster.
Merely attrition, ladies and gentlemen. Merely attrition. In the long run, they'll get tired.
What, by throwing all the
That's great. That's great.
Everyone else's frame rate will go before mine.
Oh dear.
Everyone, press F to pay your respects in the chat.
Fun and engaging gameplay. No, but people... That brings up a serious point, though, because people do love to say that the Shockwave is a useless Titan.
They do, don't they? And it's just patently not the case.
And
you've just got to get it right. You've got to do it in the right way.
You've only got to get it right once.
You just witnessed the Shockwave not being useless.
Yeah, and I think we've had a lot of criticism levelled at STA3, even in recent times, when compared to other mods. And what I would say to those people is, STA3 has been in development so long that it has so much tactical depth that you really need to not look at things in a silo. You need to understand how the mod works and everything works. Because even the Comores, of all things...
they've got their own abilities, yeah.
They've got their own abilities. So I'm using my Comore to spy on everyone.
What?
That's how she are. Here it is there, selected. So, you know, the Federation Comore slows hyperspace. You know? So, even the buildings you wouldn't think that would have any effect other than what Sin's intended, like culture stations, have abilities. So there is a lot of tactical depth out there. And that's what I say to people. And hopefully Caesar agrees as well.
No, I think it's shit.
Yep. worst mod out there by far.
All my ships just randomly up and die. I don't know why.
Well, I always find it quite hard because obviously I work on Ascendancy as well as STA3, and I always get caught in those arguments where people love one or the other, but they don't realise that basically you're restricted by what Sins allows you to do.
Very much so.
And there's stuff in the engine we can't change. We just can't change the way it works.
No matter how much we'd like to.
And I think Corey would say the same if he was here. I don't know if he's still watching, but he would say there were things he would love to be able to do in Ascendancy that you just can't do because of Sins.
The old because Sins.
Because Sins. But that's why I love the community as well, because whenever I play Soj, Interregnum, Sins of the Prophets, Sins of the Fallen, Sins has developed a real great modding community. And
Hydrox Blue, Cloak Invulnerability is an engine thing, yes. There may be a way that we could stop that. I don't know. Do I think it's necessary? No, because I think it's a valid tactic by the Klingons.
Yeah, I quite like it. I quite like it. I mean, we talked about it before. Like the Shockwave could decloak a fleet, but
if Gul had been quick enough,
I could have killed it.
If Gul had reacted in time, you wouldn't. No, not even necessarily tried to kill it, but if you decloaked my fleet would have been dead as well.
Killed your fleet. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. But with the amount of ships I had, I could probably have killed it in time if I'd been able to see it. But we were very much.
You almost did.
There.
You almost did. To be fair, your ships all focused fire on it, and it was on like 200 hit points when I detonated it. I was terrified it wasn't actually gonna blow, but it did. So
the link is above Pepe.
All okay in the long run.
Who's doing the Romans? That's me, Sweetin. Bane.
Do any bros want to come at me?
Where are you? In the middle?
Oh yeah, because I've got loads of ships now.
Yeah. I'm waiting for someone to be more aggressive in this
I tried.
Match. Well, the thing is, what I do know is Caesar's Shockwave gets more expensive every time he uses it.
That's true.
So
that is a point about the Shockwave as
well.
Every time you use your Shockwave ship, it's going to get more pricey to use it.
It's because of the levels.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for posting that in the chat, Khan. Really good of you, man.
So it doesn't infinitely increase in expense. It's just up to level 10.
Maybe we should make it really expensive at level 10, just to make you really feel the pain, Caesar.
but then I just build the Sword of Chaos instead.
That's the problem, isn't it?
In Armada 2, the Cardassians had the Dreadnought missile. That's something that's capturable.
Yeah. No, it's not capturable.
Hmm?
It's not capturable.
Oh, I thought it was. I thought we made it a capturable entity.
No, the event isn't capturable.
Oh, there is an event then. There you go.
But
oh yes, I campaigned to have it as capturable, but everyone told me I was a dickhead, and they wouldn't let me.
We didn't say
I remember
now.
Actually, no, we did say that there isn't a reason it couldn't be available.
Willing to code it, and then I said no.
But then you take away the unique thing about the Klingons, because people also make the same argument about the Romulan ship. I forget the name of it.
Well, I think the Dreadnought missile can exclusively target planets.
Yes.
But
thanks.
The Romulans had a shockwave-like ship, didn't they? I forget the name of it. They had the
sound ship. It was a sound ship, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! What was it called? Armada 2, guys. The Romulan ship.
Was it Phoenix?
I'm going to tab out, guys, because Skinless Clover says Phoenix, so I'm going to trust him on that. Thank you very much, buddy.
So yeah, that was.
Bane is indeed stream sniping as the Tal Shiar. It's just what he does.
I'm not stream sniping. I'm not actually really looking other than at the chat. I'll be honest with you. I can see you rapidly building defences though, going, oh!
No.
Yes.
Have you built planet specializations?
A what now?
Have you done planet specializations?
I'm far too busy for that kind of behaviour.
You know to make your ships build faster.
What? Why do I want to do that? I haven't got enough money to make my ships build.
I think there's problems there.
Ain't nobody got time for that, Zermi.
I want to know what Draconis is doing. He's been very quiet again.
He's living in terror of the Gul, just in case I come back and give him some more trouble.
That's actually a question I would like to ask.
Yes.
In the Final Frontier, we changed the planet specializations to be more simpler. Are you looking at changing it for Nemesis, or can you keep it as it is?
Ooh, good question. No, I think we'll probably keep them as a stock setup. They kind of work, and I don't feel the need to rework them as they are. I mean, what people mostly do at the moment is they look for a Class K adaptable, and they spec that as a industrial planet because it gives you like ridiculously fast building capability, which is why we want some planets that focus that way, but then in some respects it's better to keep your homeworld later on as social spec.
Yeah.
Because you get more tax.
Gives you a lot of tax money. All that tax money, and, those tax dollars.
And also culture spam.
Interesting question here from Hydroxide Blue. He says he knows it would be an asset nightmare, but how about a playable pirate faction? It could use older Federation designs, modified transports, stuff like that. Would that be something that we would ever consider? I think I'll take this one myself, if you don't mind. The long and short of it is, sadly, no. And the reason that we say that is because we've got a lot of stuff in STA3. I'm not sure if I'm right about this, but I think from a numerical and probably quality of models perspective, and I don't necessarily mean that they're better models, but they do have higher res textures and they've probably got more polys. We've got the most content of any mod for Sins of a Solar Empire, and there are hard limits. It gets to the point where the game just doesn't like it anymore. We've hit limits before. Very, very early on in our development, we decided that we wanted to change a load of the icons. And I spent a lot of time making individual icons. For example, this icon up here, all the research icons, they're all unique. And I made individual files for all these icons. And after a while, it hit a hard limit and our game crashed every 5 minutes. And we couldn't really understand why. But it's because there are hard limits of entity files, there are hard limits of texture files, there are hard limits of mesh files. And if you breach those limits, the game just shits its panties, and it won't have any more. So we have to consider that in the development. Another race would breach those limits for us. Now, there is an argument for people to say perhaps we could do a modular build. Sins of the Fallen has a modular build. In the past, Sins of a Galactic Empire has had a modular build. And what that does is it has a core file, and then it has different racial files. So you choose the races that you want to include. But I don't think that's for us. I don't think that's what we want to do as a development team. We want it to be a all-in-one package, so you download it and you can play it in situ, because it does get quite complicated to install and to run, to make sure you can play with your friends if you've got multiple different factions in that modular way. So would we put any more races in full stop at this point? Sadly, no, not for STA3. If we were to do another project, we might consider using different races. We might consider going about it in a slightly different way. The modular option might just be there if we were to do a different production, but not for STA3. We think while we're still working on it and we're happy with the advances that we're making in both TFF and in and of course in Nemesis, which we're playing now, I just don't think we'd go down that road. I don't know what you think, Bane.
No, I mean, without giving too much away, there are other things that are coming.
Yep. There is more on the horizon, and it's not just Nemesis, and it's not just TFF. We can't divulge anything because nothing is set in stone at this point, but there are future projects that we're working on, and I hope you'll stick around. I hope you'll support the Stellar Parallax team as we move on to different projects, and I hope you'll enjoy what we do in the future. But as to more races for STA3, no, we don't think that's going to happen. I mean, what about the playtesters? I mean, I know you're not technically a developer, Caesar, but would you want to see more factions in STA3?
No. Personally, there's yeah, it was, yeah. Truth be told, there are some merits for having mods that have a lot of factions. Point of Order, Sins of the Fallen, and Maelstrom. But the problem with those mods is that because you have so many factions, so many ship designs, so many weapon types, balancing the mods become a nightmare. And that's the reason I won't play, from a personal perspective, Maelstrom, and is pretty much the reason why I only play Fall of Kobol from Sins of the Fallen. Because to have the other factions introduces a lot of variables that can be quite easily exploited.
But you play Soj, don't you? And that has quite a lot of factions.
Yes. However, I don't play it particularly often, and even among the people who play Soj multiplayer in multiplayer settings, there is widespread agreement that there is significant imbalance across multiple factions, which is something that Lavo has recognized and is working to address, but fixing that is something that takes a lot of time and a lot of testing.
Yeah. Cheers for that, Caesar. Do you want to add anything at all, Draconis? Because Draconis is he's one of the most comprehensive developers we have. He's done so much for balance. He's done so much for well, pretty much everything in the mod. But he's always been something of a silent partner. He doesn't kind of he's not as out there as Bane and I, if you will, because we love the sound of our own voices, both of us. So I think that's fair to say. Well, we do.
Speak for yourself.
Don't lie, you fucking love it. Draconis, he does a hell of a lot of work, but he doesn't necessarily voice his opinion quite as much as the rest of us. What do you think, Draconis?
I think it's good as is.
There you go.
That's short and sweet as always. But why, Draconis?
because like you guys said, adding more factions will cause more, or you have like little issues with balancing things right now.
I was going to say you just don't want to balance it, do you?
No, like the more stuff, like the more nightmarish it becomes.
It's true. You're very right about that. But there we go. Jones just asked a fantastic question, which I'd really like us to be able to talk about. He says, I always wondered, because he never really heard the story, how did we all meet and how did we start working together on a mod? Or in fact, how did we start working on mod full stop? So, go on everyone. You choose who you want to go for first. It's going to be me. I just saw this finger kind of point over the desk like, yeah. With me... Oh no, I can see my ships moving. Oh no, it's fine. With me, I was actually a commenter, long story short. I really liked the work Max was doing. The first mod I kept an eye on was the Mass Effect mod, Dawn of the Reapers. That was the first mod I started keeping an eye on because I really liked the look of it. I liked what they were trying to do. And at the time, I had a different avatar on ModDB. And then I came across, because you kind of, when you're looking on ModDB, you think, oh, what else does Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion have? Because I know it's got this Mass Effect mod going on. Does it have Star Wars? Does it have Trek? And I saw this early in-dev mod, which was Star Trek Armada 3, as it was called at the time. And I decided to have a look at the pictures, and they were fantastic. They, at the time, I felt that the images that were shown of the mod were, the models were better done than any other mod out there. Now, this was an unreleased mod at this point, and I felt that the shadows were better, I felt that the textures were better, and I was really, really impressed with the work that I'd seen. So I started commenting quite a lot on their page, on the ModDB page, saying, oh, this is great work, maybe this would be a good idea, because I was quite into my Trek, as you can imagine. I don't like Trek as much as I like Star Wars, but I was into Trek, so I decided to make various suggestions as I went along. And eventually, Max contacted me directly, Max, who is the original developer. He just said, would you like to test some of the work that I've been doing? So I agreed. I did do a little bit of testing, and I made quite a few suggestions at the time because it was unbalanced. There were difficulties with the mod. It wasn't right, and it wasn't playable in an enjoyable fashion at that point. And Max being Max, I've known Max for years now. He basically said, well, if you want it to be better, you'll have to fucking do it yourself. So I had to learn how to code, and I did learn how to code, and I started sending him files that would implement my suggestions. And I think he put them in, he must have tried them out himself and thought, oh, actually, that works okay. So ultimately, he brought me on as a dev. He said, okay, join me, help me out here. It's clear that you've got a basic understanding of what you're doing, so come in, help out. And I think that's kind of a common theme throughout the whole dev team, isn't it? So why don't you go next, Bane, because I think you really... No?
No, I think Draconis should go next.
Draconis is next, okay.
Okay. Well, basically, I think I got the 0.95 release, and I played a little bit of that, and I am a Star Trek fan, well, I'm a sci-fi fan in general. And I enjoyed it, so I started to basically mod the STA3 mod also, like little changes that I liked myself. That was with another guy at the time, but called Luke. At some point, we actually
Luke
got in like
called Asex Machine, who was a developer for a while.
Yes. Eventually, got into a community match of sorts. That was with Gul, Payne, and.
Actually, I don't think Gul was there. I think it was just me and Max.
I think it was. Yeah, I don't think I was there for that one.
Alright, could be.
We serve
You played Klingons, didn't you?
Yes, I played the Klingons, and eventually we got talking, and I joined the team as like a beta tester at first, but eventually I got into the actual nitty-gritty modding and balancing stuff.
You did, indeed.
Well,
that was it.
That's generally a common theme. I think a similar thing happened to you as well, didn't it, Bernie?
Yeah, but I'll do mine last. I'll let Zermi go next.
Oh, go on. Oh, he's got a story here, ladies and gentlemen. Zermi, go for it.
Well, mine was similar. But I started looking at the same common theme, sci-fi fan, and came across it by accident. And I looked through Steam about MTG, which is mentioned a few times. They were doing a lot of beta testing for you guys at 1.2, and that's how I originally got into it. However, how I got into a dev was actually because of an argument between me, one of the beta testers, which was Imperial Core at the time, and Gul and Bane, and this is where my appreciation for development came in, because we had I'm talking hour argument over the balance. I can't even remember which ship it is. It was a Federation ship versus another, I think it was a Romulan ship, saying it was the Akira, how it's underpowered compared to them, and they basically showed us what they have to do to test it. And my goodness, it was like, I have so much respect for you guys. We spent an hour just on one tiny facet detail, and that's kind of how it started.
Yeah, the film comes off, doesn't it? It feels like something's been removed from your eyes, and you're like, Jesus, do you really have to do that? I remember watching the guys test myself, and I thought, Jesus, I wouldn't make that kind of effort. And I was a developer at the time. I thought, no, I'm not doing that. Now, Caesar, you're not one of the coders, but you are one of the most important playtesters we have. How did you join in?
Okay, so compared to some, I didn't get Sins for Armada free or any mod. I bought Sins because it looked good. I found Armada free probably 4 or 5 months in. I discovered the various mods. Interregnum, I think, was probably my first. I really enjoy Interregnum. I still do. Has some balance concerns with the Empire, but overall it's a great mod. And I found your YouTube channel pretty sure it was a YouTube recommendation, as I imagine it probably is for some watching the stream, and joined the TeamSpeak, got talking on the TeamSpeak with all of you, and when the Final Frontier request for testing came out, I thought, hey, why not? I've played Armada free for quite some time, I've got a lot of free time. The joys of being a university student is that you have a lot of free time. You're not writing essays. So. Oh,
don't lie! You guys don't write essays.
No, it's not essays. It's a lot of rambling. Not suitable for reading by a kindergartner. But yeah, got into the Final Frontier testing and mostly just became gradually more involved from there.
And actually, I think one thing about Caesar I find is he's actually invaluable as a tester because he's not afraid of a little controversy. We find that some testers that we have, they do shy away from an argument, whereas Caesar doesn't. If Caesar thinks something in the mod is wrong, he really
I can be a little overzealous sometimes, but
it's a good thing though. It's a really positive thing, and it's something that I think as a tester you need to be like. You've got to be forceful in your opinion. Oh no, it's fine.
Yeah, that's good.
It's just a scout cube.
minor heart attack.
a slight issue. Hold on, it's fine.
But yes, I think we needed testers a little bit more like that. I mean, please don't get me wrong. The testers that we already had were giving great feedback, but Caesar was forceful in his opinion. He made us look at things twice, whereas I think previously at times a tester might have suggested something, we'd have said, nah, it's fine, and then have let it go.
Well,
isn't
we did have,
the right
back then we did also have Elfie Riachi. I think he was a good beta tester also.
Simon, Simon was also dead as well.
Yeah, he also had his opinions and things, which is good. Like,
I remember one very long discussion why we changed the Excelsior's taunt ability to have armor on it.
Any Cardassian.
Hydroxide, thank you so much for following the stream. It's really good of you, man. Just got a couple of questions in the stream itself. Sweeting says, will I ever invite Captain Shack to stream one day? Do you know, I'd invite him at any given time of any given day. I'm always happy to play with Shack. That's a Romulan fleet.
Are you all tapped? You know, like...
Death by Octab.
So busy talking, you know.
Die, go, die!
Wasn't me you're attacking. Oh god, the spinnies again! Look at them go!
It's like they're on acid! It's brilliant!
Oh. What's doing that? Are they even shooting? I don't even know.
Yeah, they're shooting while they're spinning.
This is glorious!
What's this one doing?
Did you really think you could stand up to the Romulan Star Empire?
Yeah.
Sorry, we stopped playing. We was like, disco, man.
I'm gonna have to ask for that spinny to stop.
That is incredible.
You've killed the gull! My god, you've absolutely fucking ruined me. How did you do that so quickly?
Fight at your starbase!
Don't mind the attack, it's disco time. Yes, I know.
Yeah,
I care far less than I should about my fleet being destroyed.
There's a lot of things going on.
Oh.
I like that. Well, I guess new bugs found.
I think the streamer loving the disco anyway. Well, that's possibly not as beneficial as it could be. It might be time for me to concede defeat, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have a lot of moolah.
That should have gone better.
Yes. Yes, Sweeting, you're not wrong. Somebody was asking a question. Girl is dead. Yes, I think you're probably right there, Odo. I think I'm fucked. Draconis, it appears that Bane's fleet is not near his homeworld and he might be... You fuckers! Oh, you bastards!
They sensed blood in the water!
You dirty rotten bastards!
Wasn't me.
Oh no! Oh, it's all gone Pete Tong! Oh. I don't want to concern anybody, but I'm being shot at!
Should I also
join?
or...
That's such a massive fleet!
What? No, this isn't a massive fleet. This is just
somebody fire something!
Somebody fire!
Fire what, sir? Everything!
I'm crying! Oh my... Actually, this is running extremely smoothly.
Because it's 4-player.
Target the Reavers.
Really
everybody,
good.
target the Reavers. Somebody fire!
Don't destroy the Monarch. That would be unacceptable behaviour.
Oh, I love that. Go, I don't mean to alarm you, but you're fucked.
I think you might be right. I've got no defences anywhere else. The resources I'm bringing in are just so minuscule.
That's a good question. Caesar, unfortunately I can't read it because my font's been a bit weird. But someone's asked testing balancing.
Personally, no, I don't spawn ships in dev mode. I will when I can get off my sometimes lazy ass and be bothered. Go into games ideally against other people, other testers. If not against typically an expert or a master. Is it before godlike AI? And I will play from the beginning, from the ground up, to be able to test early game strategies, mid game strategies, late game strategies in terms of their ships. Playing against AI isn't really ideal, which is why I prefer playing against other testers, because at the end of the day, AI gain significant buffs over players, which doesn't actually paint a fair image of what the balance actually looks like.
Sorry to have to cut you off for just a moment.
That's fine.
Smash, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. It really helps us out, both Bane and myself, and we're really, really grateful to you. All right, Caesar, carry on.
I think the Borg are coming to destroy you and me, Caesar. So temporary.
I've noticed. Yes, I've noticed.
Temporary seasonal hostilities against each other.
I can agree with that.
Because
I'm just going
can't
to
even join into the fun.
I'm just going to siege out Gul's planet.
You can join it.
Don't siege my planets.
I'm afraid so.
That's very rude of you.
Yeah. Just have to make do.
I've got a raptor class in my
so,
system.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Oh, I'm really sorry to have to activate a failure on Pulse, but
there are perks to using the dev mode if you're wanting to test large numbers of specific ships against each other. But generally speaking, I mean, a lot of the balancing has been done by this stage by previous testers, so I can't claim to come in and do everything on my own because I'm definitely not.
Oh, God.
Draconis, why?
A lot of it is just tweaking things these days.
Caesar?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
There is Borg. Yes.
Yes.
Geometric shapes. Oh, here's with geometric shapes.
There are some green cuboids heading our way.
Go like this. Someone used to call the Borg fleet as the Etch-a-Sketch fleet's arrived.
Once again, I'm really gonna have to cut everybody off again. I'm so sorry to have to keep asking you to do this, but Ragey Peep, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel as well. As I say, it's a really, really positive thing for both Bane and I, and we're almost certainly gonna have a beer as a result of that. Would you like a beer, Bane? Oh, you're concentrating.
Sorry, what?
Oh, yeah. Oh. It's almost like the Borg are attacking me.
The Borg are here!
I'm going to build a colony ship and try and take my world back.
I think I can take the Borg.
The Borg are coming. The Borg are coming.
You do significantly outnumber them.
Do you know, I've just
anything with the Borg.
Yeah.
I've just had the fantastic.
I've
just had the fantastic notification that says we've come under attack. We must respond. With fucking what?
Oh.
The kitchen sink. The kitchen sink.
It looks as if Caesar's retreating and leaving me.
No, he's coming towards my home world.
Yeah, I'll just leave Bane to deal with the Borg, really.
The Borg are chasing after the Klingons.
Oh.
Yeah, they are, and they've got faster transwarp.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't trust Caesar.
Triple team. Triple team.
I'll just let Bane keep killing Gul.
Okay, so a couple of people are asking questions about how we do testing and how we make sure things are balanced versus each other. Now, I don't really do a great deal of testing. I break things. I don't fix them. So, does anybody want to spend a bit of time answering how testing is done for STA3 specifically?
So, testing is done by taking a fleet of an average build against another fleet of an average build, and then we engage in multiple tests of
oh no, not my colony ship.
Who jumped in on who. Because, for example, Klingons get a bonus when they jump in on someone, as opposed to being attacked. So who attacks who in what culture? who attacks who in the middle of a gravity well, so a fair fight, or someone that's just jumped in, someone's jumped out, etc.
I'm not just any Cardassian.
Sorry. And we also do a lot of single ship tests. So we will obviously look at hi Gul. Which ships need tweaking against each other.
Oh no! What do you think of the poor civilians on Peck Nor? The people of the promenade! The people of the promenade!
Promenade can be evacuated to the surface of Bajor.
Activate siege mode.
Don't activate siege mode, that would be too late.
Don't really need it, to be honest with you.
No, you didn't.
If I'm being 100% honest.
Thought go, retreat.
Also, just like to add, balance testing takes hours and hours and hours.
And a lot of discussion.
And a lot of discussion.
It is indeed time to drink our sorrows away, ladies and gentlemen. I'll finish this drink and start another.
Woohoo!
Do you want to see me fail a wrong partial world?
Oh yeah, there's nothing I'd like more. Let me just flop my dick out.
Why can't I do it yet? You got a space station up? No.
No, not anymore.
I can't imagine why the devs have given a reputation for being sadistic.
No.
Unfortunately, I may have to go. You're gonna have to do that thing.
Here it goes.
Oh yes, look, you can see there's an animation here. Look, guys. I shouldn't make my own sounds. Oh, there goes the home world.
Not all of it. Take
Everyone's dead though.
Millions are dying at this point.
Everyone press F to pay respects to the people of the promenade. Quark, you shall be missed. Oh. You can answer it, it's cool. I'll mute. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to mute the stream for a moment or two.
Hello. Hello.
Alright, we're back, guys. Sorry about the brief interlude there. On the upside of things, I've got a delicious new drink.
Your stream seems to have frozen. The camera's working, but I can't see anything on your screen, on your game.
There you go.
Paused.
Should be able to see it now.
All right,
when you say my stream seems to have frozen, do you mean you were stream sniping me the whole time?
No.
You see? You should have seen the look on his face, ladies and gentlemen.
I was reading the chat.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Bane's been caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Now that is just not right. How dare you cast these aspersions on my character?
Evidence speaks for itself.
I don't want to concern anybody, but all life on my homeworld seems to be gone.
Cease to be.
So, this is kind of what the game gets to, though.
It's time for me to surrender and see what the enemy are doing. Cardassia has been shamed by this humiliating defeat. Let's see what everyone else is doing. Ooh. It seems we've got a bit of a standoff over here.
We are the Borg.
Draconis doesn't want to take the initiative. I don't want to take the initiative.
It's a Mexican
No one
standoff.
wants to take the initiative.
There's only 2 players. It's not a Mexican standoff. You need to bring your fleet back.
Well, I will in a minute. I'm currently destroying everything you had.
But I've surrendered. Everything's fine.
Doesn't matter. I still need to kill everything. It makes me feel good.
You're such a nice person.
I'm not sure that your colony vessels are going to get through that blockade. just saying.
Well, if they'll have to come through the middle. One of them.
If they make it, they'll be the most intrepid fucking colonists. Oh, what's this thing?
Interesting.
Yeah, go ahead, Sweeting. Talk about your Cardassian ship idea. That's no problem at all. We're always willing to listen. I mean, you know, what we can do is, of course, limited. Oh, that's a 3rd colony vessel.
Gul's making some refugees.
I don't think Gul's got any refugees left.
No.
That's a
Been
lot of
sending a lot of
probes.
colony vessels as well. Yeah.
What is my poor colony vessels are getting blown up.
Yep.
Lots of civilians are dying.
Those vessels that look somewhat like a Romulan science vessel are being blown up. Some people might say that it's a fake.
Oh dear.
Goodness me.
All hands ready.
See what the Romulan fleet's up to here. Oh, nothing important.
Well, these guys are going to have a Mexican standoff for a long time.
I think you should just rock and roll, guys. We have been going for several hours now. I think you should just rock and roll, give each other the good news.
Yeah, but he's in range of his unit complex, so
Well, why don't you just meet in the middle?
that's just crazy talk.
We are the Borg.
I think that would be only fair.
Assimilated. Resistance is futile.
I'm actually surprised you haven't. I'm actually surprised you haven't upgraded it. Oh, there we go.
Kiwi thinks the Borgs and Klingons should blitz the Romulans.
I
don't have an opinion on
contemplating
this,
it, but then I don't want
because I'm
Draconis
dead.
to attack me while I'm doing it.
Yeah, he doesn't have a great record when it comes to things like that, so I wouldn't.
Exactly.
I never attack anybody in the back.
Oh no, of course not.
I remember sometimes.
Straight up the poop chute. What just happened over there? I just saw some blue shit going down.
In the centre, she start playing music like well.
It's taken you a long time to clean up my world there.
Yeah, it is.
Unfortunately, my colony vessel made it out, and I've recolonized the world that you initially killed.
Did you? I thought you surrendered.
Still colonized, bitch.
Also, colonization is still.
I'm not sure why I'm getting rowdy now because there's nothing I can do.
Did you just do a sassy click on the fingers as well?
No. What are you talking about?
That is a lot of Borg.
Is that a lot of Borg? That's a spicy meatball.
That pirate base
Spicy
hasn't been
meatball.
captured yet either.
No.
Jerome appears to be of the opinion that perhaps a comedy dildo of massive proportions would be a good idea, Draconis. Would you agree?
If he had population for it.
Yeah, I don't have any population.
You've got no room for the comedy dildo.
No, because he's got so many cubes.
That was my suspicion. Although his fleet's so bloody strong, he at least can't build any more.
I am building enough cubes to fuse them together. And,
the fusion cube, the secret research. A secret ability.
I guess I'm gonna have to come back home.
Okay, it could be interesting.
We should just all meet in the middle.
Just in the comment. Looks like someone's going to get, puts in quotation marks, put sunglasses on, probed.
Keep talking.
I'm glad, Shockwave Engine. I'm glad that you're ready to die.
This is the big thing, you see. There is that constant threat.
Yeah, that's why Draconis won't come over here.
Nope.
Nope. It's my insurance policy.
Kind of like a mad situation, isn't it? Mutually assured destruction.
Yeah, yeah.
Should put in a Klingon shockwave, a simulated ship for the Borg.
Allow the Borg to assimilate Titans.
That wipes out the whole Milky Way galaxy.
I think that was the inspiration behind the Nemesis station, to be fair.
Contains omega particles.
Hey look, a scimitar warbird yard. Did you actually build the scimitar, Bane?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm back. So what's happening?
Very little.
Apparently one of our colonies has been lost. Oh no!
Not another one!
New Avalessa has been... it's fallen.
Here's the issue though.
Hey, look, winged defenders.
Huh?
Hey look, winged defenders. Hey look, a raptor. That is a lot of plasma torpedo damage.
Bane, check the chat. What are we looking for, sweeting?
We are the Borg. You will be assimilated.
I really don't have a plan.
What are we looking for in the chat, sweeting? Yes, absolutely. Talk to us about your ideas. How does one progress through the ranks of the Discord? Well, the ranks are really... I'm just going to
a lot of talking.
Zoom out a little bit because the screaming is happening. Yeah, basically just type in chat. Long story short, type in chat, respond to people in any of the channels that you have the ability to do so in, and that way you will progress through the ranks in Discord. They're just there as a cosmetic thing, they're just there for a bit of fun, but the people who are higher ranks are of course people who respond more, they chat more, they engage more with their fellow users, and they're the kind of people that you want to ask questions to and talk to, more so than anybody else. So you may want to PM them if you're struggling with something, because they're high responders. Ah!
I really don't know what to do about this.
So you've got a Cardassian idea. I want to hear the Cardassian idea. Is it make them indestructible versus Bane? Because that would be good.
No, nothing like that.
I'm apparently stealing 40% of 0.9 credits per second.
Whoa,
that's nice.
I bet you're fucking delighted.
Oh yes. simply phenomenal, really. thoroughly impressed. Singularly impressed.
Okay, well, Have a lovely time at school tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining the stream. We really appreciate it, buddy. Always good to see the same faces coming in again and again, and we hope you keep coming back and you keep enjoying the content that we make.
I think we're all at a stalemate.
Scroll them up. No, I haven't seen the idea, my friend. The last chat that I had from yourself was at 10:59 prior to the latest one. So why don't you just bang it in again? Copy and paste it, and then I'll have a look at it then. What are you sorry for, Pepe? What have you done?
What did you do?
What have you done, Pepe? Oh, Pepe, why?
We are the Borg. You will be assimilated. Resistance is futile.
It appears that there's a massively horrifying game of Jenga occurring in the central system.
Hmm. I just heard a decloak ability. What's being decloaked? Or who's trying to decloak what?
It's like someone's got one of those like magnetron ships that's kind of like absorbing all the Borg into one spot.
The Borg shall converge into one giant geometric shape.
Super tactical.
So Sweetie's going to pop it in the Discord. I'll take a peek at that.
You know, I'm just going to dock my strike craft because they're not actually doing anything other than dying. And I think... No, they don't give XP at least, which is good.
Oh, my culture is dropping.
Oh, you... Cheeky bloody starbase.
What starbase?
Draconis' starbase.
What's it done?
Cannot colonize due to starbase presence. That's ever so slightly it.
It is time for some Tetris. Let's play some Tetris, Mother Trucker. Bass. Oh, you used to be George the cat, Pepe. I didn't realise that. Well, welcome back. Welcome back, my friend. Will I show gameplay? There's a lot of gameplay on the YouTube channel. I tried to show gameplay here, but Bane unceremoniously ended me.
You can still look at it.
It's a really nice looking Klingon.
The Romulans are coming.
Rom-coms.
I think I know what's about to happen.
The Romulans are being engaged.
Right, we're going to get some lag now, guys.
And
here we have some gameplay.
Blowing up.
Laggy gameplay. Oh no, there go the Romulans.
You will be assimilated. Resistance is futile.
Hiding like the bitches they are.
The game really doesn't like having so much stuff in one gravity well, does it?
Wonder why.
I really wish you hadn't done that, Caesar.
Done what?
What you just did.
What did I just do?
You know what you did.
No, I don't.
You blew up my ship.
Which ship?
The one you just blew up with your fleet.
I don't know what ship I blew up my fleet. My fleet isn't doing what I'm telling it to do. It's just doing stuff on its own in the local area.
Making me sad.
What did I blow up? Because I don't know what I blew up. Was it a starbase constructor?
No, it was a capital ship.
Was it a level 10 Shadow?
No.
Was it a level 10 Griffin?
No.
Was it a level 10 Dodonkadex?
Dodonkadex?
I can see where this is going.
Yes. Was it level 10?
Was it a level 10 Harrier?
You know which ship you blew up.
No, I don't. I really don't. I was actually zoomed out at that particular point in time because I was doing something else.
Oh, the Borg have captured that world. Crap.
Yep, they have.
That's not very good because they're going to build turrets now.
Yes, well, I probably shouldn't have bombed it out. There is a solution to this problem, you know.
Sorry about that, guys. I noticed that Bane was going dry and I didn't appreciate that.
We kill the Borg. Which is where I'm currently going. Unless you want me to turn around.
Kiwi says he wishes he had a beer nearby. If there's one as close as the fridge, then you're living the life of dreams, Kiwi.
We should have a beer fridge next to you.
Oh,
You're not.
That'd be cool.
You're not really. You're not
Ladies
really
and gentlemen, if you want to
to
donate to the GB Gaming, we will get a beer fridge.
Have it as one of your stretch goals.
Stretch goals, yes. Cool. The old Koi Kalis is happening.
I'm really not liking the direction of your fleet.
Yeah.
Fine.
Unfortunately, it's rolling your fleet towards the Borg.
Yeah, I know. That's it. This far and no further.
They will pay for what they have done.
The lion shall be drawn here.
And exactly what have I done?
There's no beer in the fridge, Kiwi. Oh, I'm starting to think we should donate to Kiwi so we could get him a beer.
Oh no, the Borg are moving as well. This is going to be painful.
The Borg appear to be coalescing into a different, slightly
Caesar.
geometric shape.
There's no need for this.
As I said, we can either both attack the Borg, or we attack each other.
I'm moving away.
Took you long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I'm going. This is me going.
Good.
Oh, well,
Good.
you see, you building a starbase there as well. Everyone build a starbase there.
I've tried a couple of times. Some with more success than others.
Excellent.
I'm afraid we're going to have to deathball in the middle now. It's getting a bit repetitive.
Eventually Gul comes back with an even more massive fleet.
Are you jumping back, Bane?
I've achieved my goal.
What was your goal?
What do you think my goal was?
I have no idea. You kind of came in, flew around a bit, and left again.
You also didn't notice why I got across the Great Divide.
He was trying to get a colony vessel to my worlds so he can double up on the worlds that he has compared to any of you. Will you take this provocation? Will you
dragging out the game
this rage?
More than it already is.
Or will the Borg respond?
I don't
will
trust
he be
you.
assimilated?
Yeah,
Is
we've been over this. I know you don't
resistance
trust me.
I've been unprovokedly attacked like twice, so I don't trust either.
Viking, I'm already dead, I'm afraid to tell you.
We are the Borg.
Bane, as they say, put 2 in the pink and 1 in the stink, and that was it for me, I'm afraid.
It's a tactical move, that was all.
Yep, you waited until my entire fleet had died to a shockwave vessel, and then just fucking moved it. Like you own the place, you bastard.
That's what I'm about. Completely.
Not cool, man.
Oh! Caesar!
Caesar!
Caesar! It's like that, is it?
You made your decision.
Do it.
I have now made mine.
Okay. That's fair enough. I can't argue with that really, can I?
I'm half expecting Draconis to now attack
say,
me.
those two
Or maybe
minefields
not.
that you have there, Ben.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
Those 2 minefields that you have on either side of his fleet.
Jesus.
Not anywhere near where it's arrived.
Neither of yeah, I know. I'd already scouted out the planet.
Well, this is going to be the end of Bane. Alright, I'm up for this.
God, that's worked out badly for you, Bane. Oh no!
You tried to play us both, and it has not gone well.
Oh dear! It's gone wrong.
It's gone horribly wrong. What can I do? There's nothing. There's no words.
What can men do against such reckless hatred? As a dev, isn't it the most annoying thing in the world when the playtesters wreck you? You're like, fuck! I made this ability and now he's using it against me. It's like when your own child is used against you. It's horrifying.
Well, it is what it is.
Yes, it is. Let's go and take a look at the Borg.
Here they come.
Oh, you've got another bloody graviton flux field over there.
I hope you said flux.
Flux. Yeah. Graviton fuck field.
Goodbye, Robin and Fleet. Oh dear God, this is going to hurt so badly.
Is it spinny time?
Macha!
Show me the spinnies. Oh, there it goes! Look at the Borg cubes! Oh, look at them go!
Alright, now that may be a bit broken.
I told you!
Fixing.
I told you! What's happened?
That is kinda weird.
I'll check it out. I will check it out, Sweeting. I'm just going to watch this battle. Rolling back over to the other battle that's taking place.
That's lost.
And there's a bunch of screaming happening.
Oh, that effect is broken as well. Look, that green effect. It's not disappearing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll write that down.
Oh, it's gone now.
Oh, there you go. It must have just ticked through. Okay, so that battle's lost. The Borg is still ongoing. Which it looks like it's not going as well as it might do for the Borg. Interesting.
By the cues.
There goes Locutus. We do need a disco emote, you're not wrong.
I'm starting to lose ships there.
I should bloody hope so. If you weren't losing ships, there would be an issue.
It's been a good battle though between me and Draconis.
Yeah. Do you know one thing I love about the Romulans is not just seeing them die, but the explosions when they do die.
Yeah, I also lost a few ships.
Yeah, you lost one. Was that 7 or 9?
I didn't have a full fleet actually. I was down by 600 fleet supply.
Oh.
But I couldn't reinforce my fleet because I was on the other side.
There you go. You see the explosion detail of the Romulans is it explodes outwards and then it's sucked back in because of the black holes, the mini singularities that they have powering them.
Yeah, the singularity drives.
Singularity drives.
Goodbye 7 and 9.
There goes 7. Ooh. Pray for the Cardassians, sweeting. Pray for the Cardassians. Singularity drive, yes. Thank you very much.
No problem.
I think I've
those mines aren't dying.
hit the Borg pretty well, actually.
You've actually done a fair amount of damage to them.
Well, they're supposed to be. They should be balanced, so.
Yeah, they are balanced, though, to be fair. You got to know what ships to take out. However, I'm going to be at a disadvantage not having 500 fleet supply here. Although I am microing like a bugger. But I think this is it. Can I get that sphere? I think I can get the sphere.
Come on, the card effects, don't die now. I think it's over for the card effects.
Yeah, the cubes mostly survive. It's the other cap ships.
I didn't target them. There's no point targeting your tactical cube. Although, definitely, I'm going to surrender.
Oh, this is interesting.
So, well played, Caesar. Good move, because you took out my production capability.
What was you? What else was I going to do, really? Attacking Draconis was a little bit pointless. You getting the other half of the galaxy would be bad. So yeah.
But I think Draconis is vulnerable because he's got 3 tac cubes.
That's why I'm now
assimilation
attacking him.
And a trapezoid. So I hit him pretty
In
hard.
the vain hope that I can kill this unicomplex.
Wow, Viking, you've already got robbed. That was quicker than I expected, my friend. Well, I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless.
What was Viking streaming?
He was he's one of the SGI devs, and he was just he was doing a dev stream.
Right.
Apparently, he didn't have a good time. You never have a good time when you're trying to have a good time. That's
well, me and Gul are out. High fives.
High five! Woo!
We predicted that right at the start, though.
We did. We said it's going to be between Draconis and Caesar, didn't we?
Although I did get you good.
Get good. Are you suggesting I'm the scrub?
Out of the two of us, you die first. I'm just saying.
It's true. It speaks the truth. This isn't streaming early. What are you talking about, Shadow? Right, if I was to take a look at the time for me, it is 11:30 at night. My God, we should be in our sleeping bags, getting stories read to us at this point. Fuck. I don't fucking know. I've been drinking. Oh, that's a good thing. Wow.
That new complex is so close. Is he going to stay in with it?
Fucking die!
He's got it. He's got it. He's got it.
Yeah, actually, Winter's probably right in saying that Caesar got me good, more so than you.
He got you with the shockwave. But you didn't recover really, did you?
No, not enough.
But I think you were blabbing a bit as well.
Hmm?
You were blabbing a bit as well.
I was having a chat, yeah. You know how I like to have a chat. Delicious booze.
Sorry?
Can I have a sip of yours?
You want a sip of mine?
Yeah. Just
My goodness me, those tactical cubes are bloody strong.
You need to kill everything else first.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, you're on.
I haven't tried Strongbow Dark Fruits before. Well, you've nearly got one of them down. Come on, Caesar.
I heard a good ball.
There it goes!
Ooh.
They're really bad damaged. You should hit the assimilation first, mate. You need to hit the assimilation first, they're weaker. And it's really low health.
Koi, Kalis, Ko.
I have lost a lot of fucking ships. Jesus Christ, just against that.
Yeah, but you shouldn't hit the tactical cubes first. He's retreating. He's retreating.
I can't pursue though.
I don't think particularly found the Borg that tough to kill. Actually, I reckon if I'd had a full fleet, I would have won that battle.
With 600 more points, I don't think you would have won that battle. I think you'd still have lost.
Do you reckon 600 more fleet supply? Oh.
No, I think you'd still have lost.
Oh, I don't know.
I do.
I was down 3 capitals. And
you popping gang signs at me?
Probably about 80 cruisers. No, because they are balanced against each other. So I had a full fleet.
I believe you. I've never done any testing, but I believe you.
What do you reckon, Draconis? Do you reckon I could have taken you if I'd had the rest of my fleet supply?
Maybe.
How is your fleet?
Pretty low.
Pretty low.
Probably evolving into a progenitor.
Well, Caesar, you have an advantage now because you can take Gul's worlds.
Bad? Don't take the Gul's worlds.
My Ravenous is still alive.
He still has 4 worlds up.
But you need to set your defences up quickly once you've got that planet in the middle.
Hmm.
And then I've surrendered, so you got my worlds as well.
Minefields, I'm thinking.
My worlds could be problematic because there's a Presidium at each world.
Produce 20 stalkers, get through them slow and steady.
Yeah, true. But if Gul has no defences, is what I mean. So
What
his
do you
worlds,
mean I've got no defences?
his worlds
I've got
might
the
be a bit
Cardassian people.
Who are now going to be put to work in the mines.
A lot of people are demanding the dildo of doom. Just saying.
I need predators.
Well, it might be a reason Draconis hasn't built one. Probably fleet support.
That doesn't affect him anymore.
I know. I saw to that.
I then contributed.
At least he could Reaper Beam anything he wants, really.
Yeah. Although I don't have a Titan anymore, so...
No, but he'd Reaper Beam your starbase, like, instantly. Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back.
Yeah, I'm not done yet. Could you, like, wait?
Maybe you should pop the Koi Kalis maneuver.
The runaway maneuver.
Oh dear God, he's...
Quickly, battle chant! Battle chant for all your life is worth.
You've put yourself in a bit of a difficult situation, Caesar. Because you've got no cloak.
Could you, like, stop going so fast? I'm pretty sure the Borg are meant to be slower than that.
They're not that slow.
I'm pretty sure they're meant to be slower than that, though.
Your speed is down, mate, by 15%, as is your acceleration.
Hmm.
So you're debuffed at the moment. That's because of the tactical cubes.
Quickly, battle chant. It'll save you.
Repair sequence activated.
Look at those beautiful Klingon models. Have you seen those, Joel?
Hmm?
Zooming in on the Klingon models. So beautiful.
Keep an eye on. I don't know how long they'll survive, bless them.
Why so many artillery ships, Caesar?
It caused a lot of photon torpedo damage.
Yeah.
Are they Shushbel or Cavorts?
Shukbe.
Chukbe.
that doesn't actually pose a beneficial effect to you anymore. It would have done in the previous version. Now,
no, that would have been stalkers.
You're thinking of heavy artillery.
I am thinking of heavy artillery. You're quite right. What are Shuge Bear geared to kill now?
Oh, they just have a lot of photon damage. But they're good at taking out turrets.
So it would have been very heavy?
No. Anti-turrets. I can't remember what turret armor is now off the top of my head. But they're very good against Borg ships as well, anyway. Because they've got no shields.
They have a lot of range.
A lot of range, no shields. So, artillery is pretty good.
That's one of the best things I've thought about them. A lot of range and a lot of damage.
And they're cheap. They're not
and they are cheap. Yeah, they are very cheap.
Look at that sphere melting. Just melting to the Klingons.
Yeah, but can it melt tactical cubes is the question.
I'm have to find out.
I'm guessing Draconis is in a pretty difficult situation.
Yeah, the battle with you kind of depleted my forces.
And obviously, Caesar has a really good foothold now. He only needs a few predators really to go clear out our worlds and some stalkers. Because
they're there now. They are there now. Where are they in my fleet? Those are all Chuck Bears. They're going to be right at the top, aren't they? There they are.
So you just go around, pop in my star bases.
We've got loads of chat. I apologise, guys, for not paying attention to the chat. How would the Azurans do against the Borg? I think the Azurans would probably get fucking ruined, to be honest with you. The Borg ain't right, man. No. Actually, that would be a really interesting philosophical discussion, I think, because both the Borg and the Azurans have got their similarities in the respect that they adapt to the technology that they're presented with.
I think the Borg are a little bit different though, with their hive minds.
Well, it might be reasonable to suggest that the replicators, which are Azurans, of course, have a hive mind, or at least a type of hive mind. Because
you mean hostile culture's too strong here?
Incredibly complex. That must be the result of a hive mind.
They seek out more advanced technology like the Borg.
They seek out new life and new civilizations. They boldly go where no tiny piece of metal attached to several thousand other pieces of metal.
See, the thing is, there's nothing for the Borg to assimilate because there's nothing organic about the Azurans. They're all machine.
So could the Borg assimilate them?
Could they adapt?
It kind of begs the question whether or not the Borg have ever encountered the automated construction, or the automated
drones
thingy, the automated thingy.
The Voyager bellends
ships.
Yeah, the Voyager bellends.
The Voyager datas that kidnap
Bellana's dildos, yeah.
Yeah. Precisely that.
As you can tell, I only watched that episode in a very cursory fashion.
Tough one. Not sure.
And if the Borg have encountered them, how the Borg handled them.
Just imagine, but in Shaq's voice. It has been a while since he played Sins for Solar Empire, but he is interested in doing so again. He recognises the fact that it's been a while, so you might well see Shaq playing Sins for Solar Empire again in the near future.
Now, see, there is a point. If there was space, if there ever was space to do a faction, and I know Max wouldn't want to do it, but I would have loved to have done Species 847 to throw back to Armada.
I disagree with Bane on this. I think Species 8472 would be a waste of fucking time.
No, but I would redesign all their ships, barring the main bioship, and their stations. Because in Armada 2, the structures are really bad. They just
They were. They didn't look like 8472, did they?
So I have that much faith in our modelling team, but I think they could do a better job than the Armada 2 modelers. And I know that sounds very
no,
egotistical.
It's the truth. In fact, I don't know if we've shown it to you before. Did we ever post a picture of Max's version of Discovery?
Yes.
We did.
Yeah.
Max recently modelled his version of the Discovery, and it's so much better than the show. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. It's going to take me a moment. I'm going to be tapped out. I apologise. It will take me about 3 years to find because I'm that way inclined. So keep chatting amongst yourselves.
Oh, actually, go back in. There's a fight happening.
There's a fight happening. All right, we better get back in.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Oh. Tell me when the fight begins.
Oh, it's about to begin.
Be specific.
Well, the Borg are closing on Caesar. Caesar's running away. Oh, you're not going to let him take the world, Caesar.
It's a tactical retreat.
Caesar, that's just terrible. I can't believe you're running away. You've got to be more aggressive, friend.
It's a tactical waiting for more reinforcements to come in. Whilst I do this. Ha 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 ha.
Those tactical spheres. So many tactical spheres there. And the Queen is back. You want to take the Queen out early if you can, Caesar.
Look who's back. Back again. Queenie's back.
Shade is back.
You look at the bars and you think, well, there should be no comparison, no argument over which fleet size wins, but...
Yeah, but it doesn't work that way.
I know.
The thing is, in my opinion, and I don't mean to flatter you both, but I think we're watching a battle between two of the best Sims players that I know.
And it's going to take some time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think you and Draconis are probably the best Sims players I've seen in hundreds of Sim players that I've met. And I don't mean to over-flatter you both, but I do think you are both exceptionally skilled at this game. You can be flattered though, that's okay. Draconis is deadly quiet as always. He's just lapping up this praise.
Oh god.
Gul, can you zoom in again on the battle? Just so the guys can see what I'm seeing.
Oh god, no. Oh, it's a very small battle.
It's my bombers flying in. It's like the bombers in the first time you see the Borg attack Earth. Bombers in the Sol system getting swatted out of the sky.
There's a lovely picture of the sun in the background, and it's just silhouetting all your ships, Caesar.
Into the sunrise.
Oh.
Or sunset, or sun.
The question is the Borg going to push either, or are they going to pull back? He's building he's building a simulation complex.
A simulation complex.
Penis power.
Unicomplex.
He's building a unicomplex.
Of course he is.
Why wouldn't he? Caesar's going to lose the initiative if he doesn't do something. It does appear that Draconis has an artifact actually, and that there is an artifact on one of Gul's world.
Two,
yeah.
2 artifacts.
I did alright out of artifacts.
Oh, Caesar's retreating. Sending his bombers. I don't think they're going to be enough though, Caesar.
No, they're not.
I think you're going to have a unicomplex there, and that's going to make it really hard for you. So many cubes.
Thing is, I can't afford to take too many losses because I'm all the way researched in terms of logistics. My income is, well, still first in Tritanium, but not doing too well elsewhere.
I think you need to take some of the other planets.
Not. It's easier there, or more difficult than it sounds, because if I leave this gravity well, Draconis will as well.
Yeah, but you only need 1 colony ship to do that. Effectively. On either end, because I've lost my main planet. You killed it earlier.
It's all gone horribly wrong.
Oh, the battle's going. The battle's going, Gul.
It's alright, I'll be right in. I'll be right into the battle.
Oh. Locutus is going down. There goes Locutus. Locutus is dead. There's a lot of tactical spheres there.
I apologise for being tabbed out there. There are a couple of images that you might want to take a look at. That is Max's version of the Discovery.
Queen's down. That went down quick. There goes one tactical sphere. He's popping the spheres really quickly.
Spheres are quite easy to kill.
Yeah. Because the tactical cubes want you to attack them because they get the armor buff for the more people that shoot them. So you're going to be taking damage from the spheres and everything else while you're trying to kill the tactical cubes. But the spheres are really easy to pop. It's like the assimilation cube is about to go.
Oh, jeez. But the Unicomplex is up.
The Unicomplex is up, but all the other spheres down. As is the assimilation cube. It's a really good micro by Caesar.
Oh, go on! I'm pleased that you're level 10, but I don't know how useful that will be.
This is a battle. Caesar now hitting a tactical cube. Now he wants to try and focus these down one at a time.
I'm just gonna let the battle go, really.
Which one are you microing right now?
I'm not actually killing the tactical cubes, I'm actually just killing the rest of his stuff.
I don't think the Borg are that over.
So pretty much dead.
Both the tactical cubes at the bottom are really low on health.
Yeah.
I think Caesar might have this.
The bottom one is going to be the most likely to fall.
I am focusing that one, which is why.
I think Caesar's definitely got this. Draconis is going to have to retreat. He's got no choice. He's going to lose one sphere, that cube though, sorry.
I think he's
possibly
going to lose two. I think he's going to lose two.
Oh, there it goes. Caesar has the advantage now. Oh,
I don't know if I'm going to be able to press it though.
Look at that.
So many green things.
Oh!
Can the third one go down? That's the question.
It's not impossible. If he can block him from warping, can he stop his warp?
I don't think I've got any ships that can.
He's going to get out. Oh!
It's away.
Well done, Caesar.
But now, can
really
the
well
Unicomplex fall is the question.
And that was a full Borg fleet, by the way.
That was full.
Either the Borg need to be buffed or the Klingons need to be nerfed.
Get rid of the shockwave ship.
I think that people have this sort of complex around the Borg, and I see people doing this, and I say to everyone on the stream again that you don't need to ban players from playing Borg, because
I agree.
All of them, this game is pretty well balanced, to be fair. And don't get me wrong, it's not perfect. I'm never going to say it is, but I feel that the Borg are perfectly acceptable to play with anybody else. I really do.
I'd agree with
and,
you.
And I would state that. I'd state that as a developer on my development skills that the Borg are perfectly able to play with every other race. So guys, if you are playing Nemesis in particular or TFF, please don't say to other people, don't play Borg, because as you've just seen, you can outplay them. You can, and you can micro them out. They don't have as many shit.
There are some races that do better against the Borg than others.
I think the problem is...
I think that's fair to say. I think the Klingons do better and the Dominion do better against Borg.
Well, Draconis is about to say something. Let's let him talk.
Go on,
I think the problem is, like, the Borg now we're kind of limited in like territory. I think the Borg do really well when you can take more territory.
Yeah.
You need the economy to support them.
Yeah.
Because right now,
which makes
everything
them weaker on smaller maps.
Everything costs a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're like stronger or weaker than any like the other races as they currently are.
I agree, and I think we've taken a lot of flack for that as well as developers. We do often hear people saying the Borg are way too powerful, the Progenitor's too good a Titan, but you've got to look at everything.
Well, I think a lot of it is because individuals think they've played in single player, they've seen how powerful the Borg are against them in single player, and they think that if they play as the Borg, they're going to be that powerful. That's not the case.
Yeah,
I think that's what happens. I genuinely do think that's what happens because our Borg have a level of research that human players cannot get.
But all AI have that now. So that was the advantage they had in CTA was wiped out in TFF. So Draconis has released a submod, which we were playing on the stream, which puts them back to CTA levels. And they were good there. They were really good as AI.
They're really hard. With Draconis' submod, they're extremely hard. In fact, the stream that we did the other week, we were struggling so bad. And that's how it's supposed to be against AI Borg.
Yeah.
At least in our opinion. You're supposed to struggle. You're supposed to have like 4 or 5 races fighting them and hoping to survive. Whereas against a player Borg, you're almost on par.
Yeah, I agree. So, in Nemesis and TFF, the Borg AI are at the same level as all the other AI. So every AI has equal opportunity to punch you in the face, you know. But what I am going to say is when we do the release for Nemesis, and as long as Draconis doesn't mind, I'd like to include the mod folder for the Borg AI add-on in the release. So that if people want to enable that as enabled mods, they can do that.
Have it as like a mini mod.
Yeah. Because, guys, that's the other fun thing. You can play with your mates, especially on the Borg Basher map that Chris designed. You can play with a team like we did against the really hard AI Borg. And we'd like you to experience that.
I think the Super Borg are worth playing against. Because you've got to employ different tactics. You cannot stand up against them in a straight fight. So you're going to have to go around. You're going to have to sacrifice part of your fleet to get the rest of the fleet into the position where they can just damage the supply lines. That's what you want to do against the Super Duper Borg.
Look what happened to our fleets.
Yeah, 4 fleets done.
4 fleets
they were just gone.
Didn't even kill the Progenitor. The Progenitor was at half health.
We did nothing against
I think we kind of didn't focus really on that very well. But
perhaps not. I think that's probably reasonable.
We were trying to kill the Progenitor. Like, oh, Progenitor. But we should have gone for the Queen and Locutus.
Locutus, first of all.
Yeah, yeah. But
we did what we did, and it was a mistake.
And we all died horribly.
But it's not over. That fight isn't even half over, I reckon. No. I reckon we've still got probably about another hour and a half until the victor is decided.
I agree. Yeah. I don't think the Borg will push at us. I think the threat of 4 starbase plus athlete is enough to hold them back. But there we go. The question is, can Draconis even gain the initiative at this point, or has he had enough? That's the question.
What do you reckon, Drac?
Might do one more push.
It looks.
I'm wondering how I'm going to get a constructor.
Trying to be clever.
I feel like
he's trying to culture. He's trying to culture fuck him.
What I actually need is is that 3% damage buff that I haven't researched because I haven't got enough freaking logistics.
One thing I wish, I'm not sure if we can do that, is if we bound upkeep to capital ships. That's probably not possible.
Well, the other thing I would say is, if we'd had more time, Corey has a really nice system in Ascendancy, so that if you lose your fleet, you gain money, as opposed to those that still have their fleet, and it's pretty fair. So that's something I wish we had more time to add in, because that would also help in these situations.
Well, there are a couple of mods. In fact, Viking's in here right now from SGI. There are a couple of mods with good systems that allow you to potentially build a second fleet.
Yeah.
SDA3 doesn't allow you to build a second fleet with any great ease, because what happens is each time that you advance in the amount of ships that you could build, it takes away from the amount of resources you're receiving. So you find that you reach the maximum level of research, you build a huge fleet. If you lose that fleet at present, what is going to happen is that resource drain is still there, because you've still got the logistics infrastructure. Whereas what Viking Warriors team at SGI have implemented, if your fleet dies because the because the drain of your resources is integral to the vessels that you have, the drain gets a lot less. So suddenly the resources you're gaining, they go up quite a lot.
And it's very similar to Stellaris.
And Corey's system, is it to do with the little pods?
It's the amount of ships you have. Each
ships. So pretty similar, actually.
Yeah.
Pretty similar. So it's based on the ships themselves.
What I will say, for SDA3, the reason as well, the flip side of the argument, why we haven't, playing Devil's Advocate, is because we've got that much more involved defensive gameplay as well, with the stations having to be artillery and stuff like that. We want it to be a penalty, because if players regain their fleets too quickly, which they can in those mods, compared to SDA3, and with SDA3's play style, the game would just take forever. You'd be constantly, you never finish
a match.
You'd
just get huge fleet battles which would kill each other because they're quite balanced against one another, and then it would just go again.
And you couldn't,
and it would just be two fists smacking against.
And you couldn't take advantage of it. And the reason is the defences are so strong in SDA3, the star bases, etc., that with that upkeep system in place in SDA3, like Ascendancy, like SGI, you would, as a player that's lost their fleet, be able to recover in sufficient time and still have those really hardcore defences there. So I don't think it would work.
Speaking of SDA3 developers, welcome to the stream, Exodus. Outer Exodus.
And I think there has to be a difference between the Sins mods and...
Yeah, you can't have them all the same. It would be a waste of time downloading them all then, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. And I think that's what makes SDA3 difference. Maybe people don't like that. I don't know. I mean, I would refer to Caesar again, because he's played both, like Ascendancy and SDA3. I think he's played SJ. You played a Shire?
A little bit. It's a bit too incomplete for me. Currently.
Do you think the upkeep system, though, for example, would suit SDA3, or do you prefer it as is?
It's...
Well, I hope they enjoy
the upkeep system
is
strange. Because I think the problem with it is there's no clear indication currently of how much a ship is worth in the upkeep. I think that's a big problem that needs to somehow be made clear. Because you can accidentally go into negative income and you think, oh crap. I mean, Corey's got the mothball system. But that's not very well known. It's not exactly publicized as a, hey look, we have this wonderful system that if you do go overboard, you can mothball your ship so you don't lose them, but you then also don't lose the credit income.
Very briefly, I should say that Outer Exodus is streaming shortly. Now, Outer Exodus and I, we like to look after each other's streams insofar as we're able to. We're both developers or former developers of SDA3. And Outer Exodus, he does a lot of good streams really regularly. You should be able to find his channel quite easily. You can see him there in the chat. Take a look at his channel. He streams quite a few different games. What are you streaming tonight, Outer Exodus? Let us know, and I'm sure some of the guys would like to have a look. Sorry, carry on, Caesar. My apologies. Just trying to look after my boys.
That's fine. I'm trying to think where I got to.
Upkeep.
Upkeep. Yeah, so I think that's something that needs to be made more clear. And then I think one of the other issues of the system is because it's out of phase with the standard credit income. You get an income in and you lose some. That confuses a lot of people as to why that's occurring. So I think the system itself needs to be made more obvious. I'd probably say include it in the README
thank you very much document for the cheer out, Rextus. That's really kind of you.
As a suggestion.
In STA3, this is.
Yeah, well, STA3, Ascendancy, SGI, any mod that attempts to include the system, really. Right. As sort of a disclaimer that we're using this crazy system, please don't report this as a bug that I'm somehow losing money and there's no discernible reason why. And again, show, because I mean, if you look at the standard fleet upkeep, it does tell you how much money you are losing from the upkeep. So I think a system that actually shows you, probably ideally there, if it can be done, would go down nicely as well.
See, that's the thing with ours. Ours doesn't really change from what happens in stock, so the upkeep is the upkeep. Yeah.
Alright, just a very quick one while we've got a quick break there. Outer Exodus is going to be streaming Cold Waters, which is effectively a submarine game. You play as a submarine. This is the Alpha class Soviet submarine. It's a mod, actually, I think, this one. So he's going to be playing as that particular class of submarine, and he's going to be facing off against Western or Allied vessels in that. It's quite an involved game. Have you played Cold Waters at all, Bane? It's quite an involved game. It's one of these slow-paced things where you've got to find enemies on radar, very slowly get up to them, use their baffles in order to make sure that you're not seen by them, and, well, kill them, basically. Long story short, you've got to kill the bad guys, or what your faction considers to be the bad guys. Quite an interesting game. I think it's really enjoyable. There's a few people who've done high-profile playthroughs of it. Mighty Jingles is one of them. I think he equally likes and is incredibly frustrated by Cold Waters.
So, Caesar, I know it's probably not tactically sound, but do you want to just tell us what artifacts you managed to uncover?
One is the Promelian War Machine. The other is currently being researched.
Do you want to describe what the Promelian War Machine does for the guys?
So the Promelian War Machine increases my damage by 15% and range by 10%.
So pretty good artifact. Probably one of the best, actually.
What planet?
Quite a useful artifact, definitely.
Sorry?
I'd say.
What planet is that on? Don't tell us. You may have found another couple of artifacts since. I rather suspect.
I'm still researching on Telemissos. I can see it there because you'd researched it and Game announced to me. Oh, you found a relic.
That is the Preserver Star Citadel.
Ooh.
And it says, known throughout the galaxy for their impregnable constructs, the Preservers once maintained a host of star citadels that acted to secure the various regions of their empire. The remains of one of these stations has recently been discovered in the distant orbit around our planet. Utilising the technology of this citadel's incredible armaments, we've upgraded our bases. Now, looking specifically at what it does, your max hull points goes up by 10%, your max shield points goes up by 10%, your damage increases by 10%, your armor increases by 2 points, and your damage, another type of damage increase goes up once again by 10%. That affects also your star bases.
Yeah,
it's a pretty damn good
all in all, very nice for my star base.
Yeah, it's a damn good one.
Yeah, pretty good.
Kiwi, thank you so much for following Outer Exodus. Really pleased to see you doing that, and I hope you enjoy your stream.
So, I'm guessing Draconis is really perplexed as what to do next.
No, I'm just gonna make one more attack and that's it.
Alright, I'm looking forward to that. Looks like you're getting there.
Build some ships. Yeah, I'm just waiting for a ship. Since
a ship,
to see it.
What kind of ship are you waiting for?
An elongated ship.
Ah, would it be phallic in its nature?
Yes. With little ribbons sticking out.
Okay, it's quite decorative then, really.
It's a ribbed, phallical shaped object.
Ah, is it ribbed for Caesar's pleasure?
Yes.
I look forward to it.
I can see it.
Oh, I can see it too.
On the capital.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm sure Caesar's looking forward to this.
Oh yes,
I bet he is.
Positively.
It's a big one, Caesar. Just to warn you, it's
thrilled.
a big one. You might want to leave.
Positively thrilled. I cannot wait.
My drink appears to be empty again. That's most unfortunate.
So, Caesar, I'm surprised that you did get all your research. I thought that was the same.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I was lacking into two logistics on my Civic.
Because I managed to do all of them.
I mean, I thought, well, I've in the Transjoven, I've got 4 culture stations because I was hoping to anti-culture the pirate base, but it didn't work, much to my dismay. And then I've also got extra trade ports around, so extra income. Opposed to the last 2 researchers, I thought, well, I didn't think it was too worth it. Thought the extra income would benefit me more.
Viking says, "Watch out, he's coming in dry."
Oof. So the Reaper beam doesn't count as lubrication, then?
Apparently not.
So it does look like Draconis is getting ready.
All right, I'm ready. I'm ready. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm ready for the final showdown.
I'm not sure Caesar's ready, actually.
The last march of the Borg.
Soon, because I'm getting more and more pissed as time goes by. It's probably important to state that I'm quite drunk right now, so...
Couldn't tell.
I can still middle finger like a king. Don't start with me. The stream is still going somehow, sweeting.
Alright, that's all I can build.
That's all he can build, he can't build no more.
It's a lot of tactical cubes.
He likes to employ tactics. Are you surprised by that?
Yes.
Yes. The tactical cubes you have to worry about.
No. Let's see if he'll use his Reaper. Let's see if I can get him to use his Reaper beam on something.
Kiwi said a little earlier, which I missed. He said, "I love your streams, man." I love the fact that he's watching the streams, and I love the fact that he comments so often. It's really cool, man.
Carl's got a lot of love.
I do. It really matters to me. It makes me feel good.
Can you feel the love tonight?
It is where we are. Okay, that's quite enough. That's quite enough. Jesus. That's going to have deafened some people.
X Factor material right there.
Yeah, the bad ones.
The extra factor.
Of course you can, Shadow. And we appreciate it.
If that's what makes you happy, Shadow, you can do your thing. As long as you enjoy the content that we're putting out there, we're happy. Well, you want me to get you a drink?
I'm the guest.
You see this prick? I'll get him a drink, shall I? Oh, I'm not sorry. Oh. I'll get him a drink. Sure you don't want whiskey?
What?
Sure you don't want whiskey?
It's not even a flea here.
Nope. I self-destructed it all.
Ooh.
see Borg. Can't see Klingons. Need to hurry, Gul. There's a battle to look.
The Klingons are drinking blood wine.
A bottle of Coke as well, because it appears that I've drunk it all. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to GB Gaming. It appears the penis has been flanked by several cubes. Oh, here we go! The fight is on!
Now, the Klingons do get 3% damage boost now, jumping into a gravity well. So they can have a little bit of
I have that research now.
I like it. I like it.
So, I think the Borg are at disadvantage. But they do have the progenitor.
People want a fusion cube, babe. What do we say to people who want a fusion cube?
No.
Not today.
Oh, Reaper Beam! Who's he Reaper Beaming?
Oh, the Reaper!
I couldn't see.
I couldn't either, the cube was in the way.
What did he beam?
I think he beamed Martok. Aww.
It's a good move.
I would have done it to Gowron. I know Gowron's not necessarily all that tactically useful, but I'd have been like, hey, Gow! No.
Martok lost his other eye.
Martok lost his other eye. He's got patches on his knees!
No, actually, the Borg are doing okay. They're not going down as quickly this time.
They're not.
There's a lot of Klingon ships dying here.
Sweeting is just letting us know that he's too young to drink. Drinking's really bad for you, and you absolutely shouldn't consider the fact that I'm drinking so heavily to be an encouragement to drink. Wait until you're, well, I don't know how old you've got to be. It could be 18, it could be 21. Wait until you're that age, and then take your time with your drinks. Don't drink too much.
Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly, yes. Yes. Unless your friends
now
are
you're
around,
killing
in which case they'll look after you.
Oh, the Borg are kicking some butt here. That progenitor is really helping.
It's working! It's working!
I think Caesar may be in trouble.
Just a little.
But I think the Borg are taking losses, but doing better than probably expected.
I hadn't built up enough. That much is power.
Yeah, no, the Klingons have lost this. They've lost this. This is a critical blow. We thought it was over, but it isn't.
But suddenly, dildo.
Pineapples.
Suddenly, well, I think the tactic of Reaper beaming Martok was really sound, because Martok adds a lot of bonus to the Klingon fleet.
He does, he does. Ooh. Martok is still alive though. No, it wasn't. He didn't Reaper beam Martok. Martok
no,
is
he did.
Still alive.
He did Reaper beam Martok. I respawned him.
Oh, you respawned.
Why is level 2 and not 10?
Me and Caesar saw this tactic. Some people use Reaper and purposely blow up the Titan so that you don't have to wait for the cooldown.
If they have enough, if
they
have enough
re-queue
to
it
rebuild
and then
it.
just wait for it.
Yeah.
Nice, clever. That's a good tactic, actually, to be honest.
Well, it's cost. You've got the money for it, you know.
Yeah, that is.
It's not something I mind in that sense.
I just like the cubes are just like bearing down on that poor IKS Inferno.
Poor Martok.
The question is, the problem is, can the Borg push their advantage? And that's the real tough one.
Shadow's just written in the chat. Take your time with your drinks. Proceeds to drink like a sober Irishman. I'm a Welshman. We don't know our limits. In our minds, we have no limits.
I still think the most appropriate song at the moment is do 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 do.
It does look like Draconis may push the advantage. He is.
He is. He's going for it.
He's going for it. Which
it's working.
This could be a pretty heavy blow to Caesar, actually.
I can see some of the chats. I'm not sure I can read that one out, but
where is it? Where is it?
This is the last March, though.
The problem that the Klingons had. Not going to finish that sentence.
Where does it say? Is that on? Is that on YouTube?
Yep. Yep. It's a significant flaw, really. Not enough. Not enough blood wine was consumed.
Oh, not enough blood wine. At least they didn't try and use gach.
Well, I mean, it would have been a nice, pleasurable sensation, possibly.
Bloody hell, not for the bloody worms.
So
they'd have been like, "Where are you putting me?"
The Klingons.
No one likes half-dead gach.
So little known fact is the Klingons do not get their bonus inside their own culture.
Yeah, they've got to go out of their culture, haven't they? They've got to be attacking in order to get that bonus.
So Caesar's going to lose,
of course, of the culture bonus.
That advantage.
Where's that? Was that the whole sentence? Caesar's going to lose. He's got faith in you, Caesar.
I didn't mean it that way.
I noticed.
Go for the Queen, Caesar.
It's a lot of faith, really. I'm pleased.
It's too much faith.
Really.
I
+1 to faith.
Think Draconis maybe going for a capital L snipe, possibly.
That would be
not sure why that would. Not sure why that would help.
We are the cheeky girls.
Oh god!
Because he can. I think that's another thing I say.
Not on
this map is probably best plays with capital victory on. I think that would be a really
possibly,
good.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Yeah,
oh, blimey, Sweeting is not messing around in chat. Perhaps we shouldn't use the F word. He's suggesting that he is hoping that the Borg will win. I think that's what he's trying to say. But he said a naughty word. Hang on, I've said loads of naughty words myself this evening.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I can't really justify this. I've said far worse.
You have to turn the mature content rating on for Twitch. You haven't done that.
Turn the naughty boy rating on. No, I'm not going to bother.
Some of these are becoming a little dodgy. But I really enjoy reading them. We are the Borg, resistance are futile. Finish reading it for the comment.
50 Shades of Borg.
Oh my!
You will be assimilated.
Oh, they've just said they've just given it the old "We are the Borg. You will be assimilated." Assimilated.
Okay.
Oh, now it descended.
Let's try and calm down with a limit the swearing in the chat.
I'm going for his whole world.
We'll try and be good now, guys. We've just realised that we're swearing far too much. It's entirely Bane's fault.
So when I tend to find, Gul, whenever you blame someone else for something, it's normally your fault.
Correct.
What? No, that's crazy talk.
Thank you, Caesar. You can come again.
So, Caesar, being honest, what do you think of the Nemesis map?
It's balanced.
That's good.
That's actually the greatest praise we've ever had from Caesar.
That's actually quite good high praise.
If he doesn't say it's... Oh, I was going to say a bad word, but we're not allowed
the map itself is balanced.
If he doesn't say it's terrible, then we're surprised.
That's the easiest thing, really, about Sins, to balance the maps.
Yeah, do you think
make it symmetrical, hard cap the planets and resources, and hey ho.
Hey ho.
Balance.
Jumps would like us to know that we put the ass in assimilation.
But I do think we may need to tweak the health of the station a little bit, so lower the damage,
perhaps,
but the survivability go up.
What I think is going on is, unfortunately, you didn't see it, guys, because I didn't even look because I'm a bellend. But what happened is the station spawns quite a few little ships of varying different types. It spawns attack ships and it also spawns defense ships. The defense ships, if you like, they repair the hull of the station. Correct? Fair to say? They might be a little bit better than they should be. or they might be spawning slightly too frequently. Do you not think so?
I think it's the health of the station.
You think it's the health of the station itself?
Yeah. My Romulan fleet.
Mind you, I suppose either of those things they would have the same effect.
I didn't really lose anything in my Romulan fleet. Really engaged in it. No.
What? Nothing major at all.
No.
Totally balanced.
But then again, I think Caesar tried it and he lost his entire fleet twice. So
it was the Klingons, yeah, but that was before you made the tweaks.
The two armor
that's true.
Had an influence.
Armor makes a massive difference in this game.
Yeah.
And before we started this particular test, you took it down by 2 armor, didn't you, Bane? Just to see if that made a huge difference. So perhaps we could split the difference, try it with 1 armor differential, and see how that is.
I think actually I'd like to add more health, so it's a little bit more to chew through between the percentages, so you see more.
So
of
give
the
it more
actual
time.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Try it.
Lower the weapon damage a little bit from the station, but increase the health quite a lot.
Oh, there's a bit of a fight going on at Caesar's homeworld.
There is the Borg going.
What do you reckon the chances are here?
I don't know. I mean, Caesar's there. He's got his fleet there.
I don't have enough ships.
I mean,
nowhere near enough ships.
I actually got wrecked by the Romulans at 1 second.
Caesar could be on the back foot now because
once.
It's a case of rebuilding your fleet every time, isn't it, Caesar? Really, and enough mass that you can attack the ball.
Yeah.
There is one thing he could do if he's done it already.
I haven't got enough resources.
No, you're not going to win this, mate.
I wish I did.
Looking at the overall health of all the Borg cubes that you're fighting, you haven't got enough fleet to kill them all.
No. That's why I'm not going after the cubes currently.
So the question is, who will surrender first, the Borg or the Klingons?
The Klingon Empire shall never surrender.
I think the Borg may have won, actually.
I think the Borg have won this. Based on what I can see right now, I might be wrong, but
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm on the back foot. That much is definitely true. However, I have a significant portion of the map.
You do have map control.
Which I have been developing, opposed to building my fleet up.
And to be fair, my worlds are still primed to be conquered by either of you.
So I'm kind of hoping that the development makes up for what I'm currently lacking in the fleet.
What you're hoping is that you can basically pump ships at his fleet enough to weaken it to the point where you have too much for him to deal with.
Yeah.
So you're playing a numbers game. Okay, that's interesting.
Whether or not, as I say, whether or not it proves to be true is difficult to say. Because at the end of the day, currently the issue is he's currently going to be going through my planets, which is well and good.
Not ideal, I think is probably
not ideal, but all he's doing is blowing up logistics stations. Can be rebuilt in other areas now. Whilst at the same time I continue to rebuild my fleet, so it is an interesting question.
If he does manage to successfully take out your home cluster, you could be in a lot of trouble.
Hopefully I'll have enough ships before then.
Alright, as it's 20 past midnight, I'm going to call it there.
20 past what now?
Yeah, it's 20 past midnight.
Good gravy. Right, we're going to call it at 1 AM, guys. No matter who is in charge, we're going to call it at 1 AM, okay?
Yep.
I'm going to call it there because I got to go to work this morning.
Anybody who is watching the stream right now, go over to Outer Exodus' stream. I'll post a link when the stream ends.
Oh, the Borg are beginning to bombard the capital planet.
I think the Borg have got this.
Well, good luck, Caesar. I hope you win.
Zomi, absolute pleasure having you here in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you weren't playing, but it was absolutely fantastic having you here.
Yeah, thank you,
and I will see you guys later.
I think that we've seen some phenomenal competitive play tonight. That's what I think. I think Caesar's done some brilliant moves.
Yeah, I think all the players have actually.
Yeah, I like to think that we did okay as well.
Well, I mean,
I took out the station.
We've all had our moments, haven't we? You took out the station. I somehow scared Draconis off initially. Don't know how, but I did.
I took out Draconis' fleet pretty heavily. Did they get down quite a lot?
Yeah, it's been an interesting one. This has been an interesting match, and it's actually been very good. And actually, we were talking about something that I'll probably broach on now. Earlier, we were saying that a lot of competitive PvP in Sins, it actually hinges on the players in a lot of ways. There are, in any Sins mod, there are going to be, call it exploits if you like, or call it ways that you can win that are perhaps contrary to the what's the word? Contrary to the
developers' intentions.
To the developers' intentions, to the spirit of the game. Try not to exploit. If you are a player in a multiplayer match, try not to exploit. Try and have a diverse fleet, because people have built those ships. They've made those models for you. Try and have a diverse fleet, because it'll be more fun for you to look at. The whole experience will be more enjoyable for you. We've tried to do the absolute best we can to encourage that by having interesting abilities for every vessel. But there are people who think that there is a particular vessel that's better than any other vessel. Just as an example, we had the Constellation
spam.
For a long time we had Constellation spam.
Intrepids right at the start.
The Intrepid spam back in 0.95. And while we recognise that any tactic that helps you to win is probably a legitimate tactic, but we accept that that's the case. It doesn't make it more fun. You're there to play. If you're playing Star Trek Armada 3, you're there to play Trek. You're not there to. You're not playing League of Legends. You're not there to win at any cost. Is that fair to say? That's probably not fair of me to say, but.
Well, I think to clarify, it's partly our responsibility to make sure that we got a balanced mod, and I think we address those things. And I think Nemesis as a whole, in comparison to TFF, because I do get what you're saying, but then part of me disagrees with you as well, because I say.
Do you reckon so?
Yeah, I think Nemesis as a concept is about competitive multiplayer, as opposed to TFF, which is about playing Trek, like exploring the galaxy, being all like, oh look, I found a gravity world with gaseous anomalies.
But do you genuinely think you're going to be able to eliminate all exploits?
No, I don't think we can ever eliminate every exploit. There's always going to be a ship that mathematically might have an edge by 1% over another ship. But I think through hard work and diligent behaviour and testing, we can get to a happy mid-ground. And I do think, and I'll give you an example recently. One of our testers, who will not be named, came to me and said, the Manticore is the best ship to build.
I think we're okay to name our testers in this regard.
Well, I don't want to put him out there, but he said to me the Manticore was the best ship to build. And then he played a game against another competitive player, who just built Gortans. So, and then completely lost twice.
I think a 50-50 split between the two is going to be better for the player.
Absolutely, and I agree, because I don't think building one over the other is any sufficient. I think
abilities aren't taken into account by players as often as they should be. Abilities actually play a massive part,
and that's a problem in Sinzo, because you can see the info card and you can see the damage a ship does, but what it doesn't tell you, which is why I don't like the info card in Sins, it doesn't tell you the damage to the left or to the right of the ship, because in Sins, for you guys to know, if you've ever watched any of my making entity files for ships, you'll see that there's a rear bank, a front bank, a left bank, a right bank. So actually, even though you'll see that the ship does 100 DPS, that DPS could be to the left or to the right. It doesn't necessarily have to be to the front or the back.
We might be coming up against something interesting.
I can see a Klingon fleet moving. But yeah, I think there is something to be said for the fact that there is always assumptions made about which ships are best, but you can't also look at anything in a silo because you don't see the ability unless you've got access to the files and you've unbinned them. You don't see the damage an ability does per second.
Yeah,
you don't see the effect it has.
You don't, unless you've really made yourself a comprehensive list of everything that's going on with all of the ships. You probably don't, and you also don't take into account the potential healing of various ships. Just as an example, we were talking about Dominion ships here, so Manticores probably have more DPS per second. If you build an absolute ton of them, they've got more DPS a second than a mixed fleet. However, a mixed fleet is going to actually have effects on the enemy fleet and on your own fleet. So say, for example, you build half Gortans and half Manticores. Those half Gortans, they're going to be casting a debuff on enemy ships, which is going to make them unable to fire. So you are potentially up to halving their DPS against you for 30 seconds or so. I think it's 30 seconds. Yeah. For 30 seconds during that fight. And then you bring Tresh Guards in. They are able to heal you to an extent, which is going to buff your fleet. There's a lot of things like that that you want to take into account. That you absolutely, you've got to experiment. It's all trial and error.
And I think, to be fair, before, when Caesar actually joined the beta testing crew, I think, Caesar, we had this chat, didn't we? That we can't look at things from a silo point of view until you see the files. And I think when you saw the files, you went like, ah.
Yeah. I think definitely. Actually, if you really want to be a competitive player, maybe actually... what's the word? Turning the files into a text base. So the files that we use in anything that we release, they're called binned, which is in binary format, because it's more useful for the game. The game makes more sense of it faster. You can turn them into text format, and you can actually look at every line break. So you can say, okay, so this actually heals you for X amount, very specifically. This does this amount of damage. It does it this often, and you can actually come up with your own tactics by looking at that, if you choose to. I wouldn't do it. I must admit, I'm not that kind of player. I've always been a casual player of nearly every game, but if you're really heavily competitive, then that's a way of doing it. You can actually look at all these files, you can check the abilities, you can check what the abilities do, and you can ratify them against your overall ship count and think, okay, so if I have 30% of this type of ship, then that is going to aid me in this respect. So there is a bin to text and a text to bin converter out there. It's quite an easy thing to get. I'm actually just going to tab out for a moment so I can give that to you, because I have a very specific one. Somewhere. At least I thought I did. Just going to check that this is the correct one. Once I have that. There we go, guys. That link, it will give you what is called a BAT file, which is a batch file. You'll need to use the latest Convert Data Rebellion XE which you will find in your Sins game. So if you go to your if you go to your Steam apps common, you'll find a Convert Data Rebellion XE. That's going to be the 1.90 variant of Convert Data. The Sins bin to text and the Sins text to bin, both of those you can use as batch files. So you can basically pop them into your game info folder. If you do bin to text, you double click that and it will change everything into text format so you can see it.
But be aware that STA3 unbinned is massive.
It's huge.
It's huge. So that's 8 gig?
8 gig? Yeah.
8 gig.
Oh.
So, well, that sounds huge, but compared to AAA games out these days, I suppose it's not. It's small in comparison.
Well, I mean, if you think of Sins itself, Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion is 1.2 gig.
Yeah. Oh yeah, STA3 is big, isn't it?
STA3 is big in comparison.
It's a big mod.
Really big in comparison.
We made something good.
Woohoo! Hey! High
five! Yeah! I'm with High Five Rick. I'm high fiving you, Rick.
Alright.
So I really feel like the Borg of being a pain to Caesar at the moment.
Yep. My eyes are hurting from gazing at the screen.
I think we're 26 minutes away from the end of the stream.
It's very specific.
And I can see yet another station of Caesar's getting taken down by the Borg. And to be fair, that progenitor is just gaining level.
Where are the Borg hiding?
They're at the very end planet.
Oh, I see them.
If only I'd remembered to upgrade the Doomsday Shockwave.
That Doomsday, though. So, one thing that we're going to probably try and do in the near future is we're going to do a couple of videos about how you can interpret Sins files, I think.
I think you should do a video on unbinning them. You know.
I've already got one.
I think you should another one. Do a new one.
Well, it can't hurt to do a new one, can it? In fact, I can update the file I've got.
I'm going to do some vids on how to deal with the mirror events, because a lot of people say to me the mirror events are overpowered.
Ooh, that's a good idea, yeah.
But they're not.
Mirror events that we have in STA3, now they come in various different flavours. You've got the mirror Sovereign, you've got the mirror Nervar, you've got
Deradex.
It's Kulinor, isn't it, as well?
Kulinor, Deradex.
Mirror Kulinor, mirror Deradex. They each have different ways of dealing with them. And Bane's going to go through that as to how you do it. So now, it could be through particular abilities, it could be through particular ship types, and Bane will actually go through the best ways of dealing with each type of event to make sure that you are armed before you play a game of STA3 with random events on. So I think that'll be quite useful for the community. Yeah. And I'll try and deal with a little bit of overall modding stuff in the near future. So we'll once again, I've done it. I did it many moons ago, probably about 1.5 years ago. I taught people how to unbin their files so they could look at the text files. I'll do that again, and then I'll look at how to interpret text files. So we'll look at a couple of different text files.
And I think we'll do an actual dev diary anyway. Well, I was going to do one anyway.
We need to do that.
Covering Nemesis.
For Nemesis, we do need to do a couple of dev diaries to show the different changes that we've got. Yeah. So Bane's going to take control of that. And the reason that I say Bane's going to take control of that is because he did the dev diaries before. When we were doing STA3, Call to Arms, Bane did a lot of dev diaries, and they were really good, very extremely comprehensive, more so than I'd have been willing to do. In fact, at the time, I criticised him because I felt that they were too long. I did. Well, I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I said 1.5 hours. That's too long for any video. But people were watching them. People were interested and they cared. And I didn't take into account his view statistics because I couldn't see them. People do care. People want to see. So I think we're going to be doing that again. And Bane's going to take control of that because he did it right the first time, and I just bitched like a little whore. So that's what's going to happen with that.
Oh, what a clever move. I've got to admire that move by Draconis. I can't say what he's done unless Caesar can see it already.
He's put a planetary, he's put a unit complex in at Ardavan so he can reinforce his fleet. Yeah.
So what people might not know is the progenitor is one of those fins that's so powerful it can create its own phase lane. So Draconis can actually go anywhere where he's got a phase node. So he can get out of there if he wants to.
Yeah, so if there is a phase lane anywhere else, this fleet here that Draconis has, it can escape to anywhere else with a phase lane. Now, anywhere else with a phase lane is anywhere with a unit complex that is upgraded well enough, or you
or a transwarp gate,
or a transwarp gate, which you can build specifically. And just for example, this planet here, I can't say which one it is, of course, as you can imagine.
Philomena
has a transwarp gate. Yes, correct.
Philomelia and Damaris.
So all of them. So this one has a transwarp gate, so he can put his fleet.
No, that one doesn't.
This one, he can put his fleet wherever he wants. Long story short. So even though Caesar has a fleet that might want to intercept him, his fleet doesn't need to be concerned at this point.
Now, Draconis can also warp in planetary simulators, he can walk in star bases, he can walk in reinforcements. So it's a really powerful ability. It allows the Borg to have a kind of moving phase node to one of their core worlds, which is really powerful.
Do you know, since we've got Viking in the channel right now, this is probably something I should postulate. Viking is a Sins modder. We know a lot of Sins modders. Would they like to do modding tutorials for the channel on various different things?
That'd be cool.
What do you reckon, Viking? Do you think
modders... Oh, Reaper Beam.
What's he nuking this time? Gowron?
No, he took out the Ravenous.
Oh, my level 10. I had that from the beginning of the game, you bastard.
Yes, would Sins modders like to help us out in showing other people how to mod Sins? That would be a really interesting thing to do. This is a challenging fight for all involved. Oh, we've got a cube gone. Is that enough?
I don't think it is.
Lee is still not bloody big enough.
So, and that cube will be easily replaced by Draconis. And of course, if he takes the planet, he can build a transwarp gate there as well. So he's immediately got a reinforcement tower now in that part of the territory. So Caesar is finding it tough to come back.
Increasingly difficult, I think, is probably fair to suggest.
And this is how the Borg play out. They did seem like they were on the losing front.
They did. They did. It seemed like it was over for the Borg, but it ain't.
But I would also say, in my opinion, this is what makes the game balanced. Because at several occasions, it looks like Draconis was out for the count. It looks like Caesar even was difficult.
Interestingly, the Borg haven't done what we expected. They haven't escaped.
No.
They're actually on the offensive, to all intents and purposes.
Yeah. And they're going to continue to do that.
Klingons are drowning in their own blood. You're not wrong.
I mean, and this game could go on for hours.
My particular mistake was choosing to colonize Gull's territory rather than investing the resources.
How
and just
dare
rebuilding.
you!
These Cardassian slaves have proven to be more trouble than they're worth.
We are unruly subjects.
Indeed.
But again, I think you're seeing some really good gameplay from Draconis here, bringing it back to Caesar.
Actually, yes. And he has a very limited fleet, and yet he's doing extremely well with the limited resources.
Absolutely. I could watch these two battle all day, because it's just such a beautiful...
Well, they're both really good at the game. So
it's a beautiful thing to watch as well. You know, when you've got two good players really having at it, it's a beautiful thing to see.
It's a lot of waiting at this stage of the game as well, because resource income is fucking slow.
I must admit, I mean, this is like an advanced game of Tetris.
It was like those ships I said earlier that I couldn't afford to lose. Yeah, I really regret losing them now.
Well,
I've got 1,400 fleet supply that I can't fill because I don't have the resources.
Yeah.
Where's Trekker when you need him?
Vikings saying, should the progenitor have stripped to the core?
No, because it would be way too powerful then, and I think that's one of the key things. We really wanted to keep stripped to the core to certain events. So in this case, the Dreadnought missile and the Doomsday machine can both strip to the core. And people have said to us, don't you think that a player should have a way to do that? Like for his Ascendancy, for example, we have that with the Galaxy gun. But for SDA 3, for Star Trek, we felt that's not something
that seems to be an extremely rare occurrence.
Yeah.
It's not something that commonly happens, whereas in Star Wars lore, it's while it's not common, it is significantly more common.
Even in, I think in Stargate, you know, how many times did they supernova a galaxy?
Yeah, for the very first episode of Universe. Hey, we should probably go to the ship. Oh, fuck me, the planet's destroyed.
Let's connect to Stargate to a black hole.
Yeah, that'll be a good
shoot
time.
It into the sun to destroy a fleet.
We'll enjoy that.
Yeah.
If only I could do something like that right now.
3 times, there you go, Vikings.
I bet you wish that 2 Hour Station was back right now, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
But yeah, no, I think, and again, I'll say this to Viking as well as SGI. I respect mods like SGI, like Ascendancy, because I make Ascendancy as well, that have that because it's very canon to that.
It makes
lore.
sense to their genre.
But for Star Trek, there was really only a few things that you were concerned about, and that was TOS and the planet Doomsday Machine.
I mean, one thing that, like, if we were operating in a different genre, not genre, excuse me, a different timeline, a different time period, say we were operating in the TMP period, I think there'd be a legitimate argument for a couple of things, the Genesis device being one of them, so we could terraform planets. Stuff like that would be awesome, and I'd fucking love it, but that's not the time period that we're in, and it's not a part of the lore of the time period that we're in.
And I think, like,
DS9,
there are some things we couldn't pull off in Star Trek, in Sins. Like, how would you have V'Ger turn up? How would you have V'Ger? Because V'Ger is going to be one of those really mega events. You know, it's a giant cloud, but has a giant machine in it, which is like the progenitor, if you like, because the progenitor isn't V'Ger. The Borg are said to have come in contact with V'Ger.
Oh, I've got a plan here.
So I think Gul's trying to put me on camera now.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Just for a moment or two, because I've got to go and spend a penny.
Okay, thank you, Gul. That's put me on camera. Yeah, I think I think V'Ger is one of those ones that would be nice to add, but we could never pull off. That's what I'm going to say. And I think we've got a good selection of random events. There's a lot of random events at SCA 3. Probably, what, 20 plus, would you say, Draconis?
Yes, something. Maybe more.
Yeah. And I think, again, to celebrate what STA 3 has done, and I hope other mods follow that kind of scope, if you like, in the future. Because obviously you've got to remember STA 3 is a long way down the line in terms of development. Is we have those mini boss fights, so those random events, they're actually mini bosses in themselves. You can deal with them in specific ways, and the specific tactics, as we said, we're going to show in the video, but that use. One speed, I think, again, we've talked about this, but really, you know, the reason for that is to stop the ongoing problem that STA3, we use fighter movement, where a lot of mods don't. And it suits Star Trek to have fighter movement. But the problem with that is you end up with what we call the chase mechanic, where if the neutrals were quite fast, your ships would end up chasing them out of gravity worlds. So to stop that, we have them slow. I think there's no way to really change that easily with the capture buffs. I mean, we could give them a speed boost, I suppose, with the capture buff, but that would mean reworking the entire capture system across the mod, which is quite a lot of work. And I'm not even sure we can pull it off accurately. But again, the other thing is you can scuttle those ships, and if you do, you get credits for those. So there's a dual purpose to having them, or you can send them back to your world to defend your worlds if you want, because there's some unique ships there with unique abilities that can be captured. So the Borg are just really pushing through now in Caesar's territory, and I don't know if Caesar's got what it takes to come back at this.
I'm skeptical. I don't think so, personally.
But I don't think it's down to balance. I think it's down to very good gameplay from both of you that has led to this situation.
Currently, the problem is the capital ships.
Yeah.
I simply do not have the resources to build a fleet capable of taking all those capital ships in one place.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. One tactical cube is what, 6,000, unless the price was increased. 6,000 credits, 6,000 metal, 6,000 crystal.
Yeah.
To have a fleet capable of taking down a tactical cube, I'm looking at probably 4 times the cost of the tactical cube.
Yeah.
If I'm aiming for 40 Chuk Bess, but I can't just use Chuk Bess because at the end of the day they need something to tank for them.
Yeah.
So there is a significant advantage when it comes to cost to effectiveness.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I can have more ships, sure, but I don't have the economy now to support having those additional ships.
And every world the Borg take is going to
That's the upkeep issue, I think.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. If it was working on a ascendancy basis, I would be earning more money because I don't have any ships. Well, very few ships.
I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I understand your viewpoint, actually, Caesar, and I've always thought that that's an inherent weakness with
the Sins engine.
Yeah. With Sins.
You get to the late game, you build up a massive fleet, but if you lose that fleet and you don't have the infrastructure to support it, recovering is stupendously difficult. And
you're screwed.
I don't really have the capacity to actually do that now. I'm trying.
No,
but
I think
there's just no way, really, that
we're
I'm
winding
actually
down
going to be
now
able
at
to.
this point. I mean, I'd almost call this
a Borg victory.
I think this is a Draconis Borg victory. Ultimately, I think it'll probably take another hour to achieve. But I do think ultimately you have been hamstrung by Sins.
The fleet supply, the fleet supply issue.
Yeah, I think Sins has just ruined you now at this point. So I think we'll come to the end of the stream in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, and I think to say that to players is that we'll look at the upkeep for Nemesis in particular, not for TFF, but for Nemesis in particular. We'll see if there is something we can do to solve that really late game problem of upkeep. I'm not saying we're going to put a system in like Ascendancy, because I don't think that'll work in S3, but I do think we can do something with the upkeep and maybe limit the impact a little bit. So.
Yeah, we'll see if there's a possibility in there. There are never any guarantees. And honestly, any system that we did come up with would likely be very similar to certain other systems from other mods. I must say. It wouldn't be identical because, of course, we would come up with our own flavour. But I do think there are a couple of mods out there that have dealt with it in different ways.
Yeah, but I think you could just deal with upkeep by also just changing what the upkeep levels are and looking at the econ.
You could. But what I don't want to do is see races with a massive surplus
of cash. Yeah, it's the other thing.
So trying to rationalise it in the respect that when you've got a massive fleet, you don't have any surplus at all, and therefore it keeps your resources low. But when you've got no fleet, it keeps your resources high enough that you can rebuild said fleet. It's difficult. As I say, I know of a couple of ways to go about it. Now that's largely thanks to other mods who have tried various different systems. But maybe that's something that we can think about for the future in order to make STA3 a better multiplayer experience.
Absolutely.
And maybe we'll find that it doesn't work for us. We don't want to guarantee anything at this point. I don't think it's fair to do so, is it?
No. And I think, as you said earlier, we've got a Dominion rework to get done as well. Finish off Nemesis.
Although Dominion felt pretty good. Well, not for me, but...
I think they are, but
Dominion did feel good. They had great alpha, amazing.
But I think they can be as good, but still work on a synergy of their ships, so they actually use more ships in their fleet.
Yeah, we definitely need to look at it.
Yeah. So, I don't feel the Borg are in a bad place. Actually, I don't feel they're overpowered.
I think the Borg have really good grasp of getting across the map easily once they have like strongholds.
Yeah,
that's their best point.
It may be fair to suggest that perhaps we could look at the tactical cubes one more time.
Perhaps.
As I say, we never like to make any guarantees, and it's certainly something that we'll do a great deal of testing on before any changes are ever made to anything. But the overwhelming feeling I had is that the tactical cubes in this really are what swung the difference most of the time. And of course the dildo. But the dildo's supposed to be like that. I'm very reluctant to change the dildo.
Felt like my assimilation cubes just went pop really easily.
They did seem to, didn't they?
I think,
which perhaps is a good thing.
I think the tactical cube is its ability. That the more ships fire in it, the more armor it gains. So it's very powerful.
So maybe it just needs to be smidged down a little
Possibly.
bit. But it's something that we'll consider in the future after testing. I don't want to make a knee-jerk reaction. We've done that in the past. We've been very good at knee-jerk reactions.
Absolutely.
Which is not good for the development process. These are all just me postulating.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like small minor changes and then testing.
Yeah, sometimes just as an example, the change that Bane made earlier on, he reduced the Nemesis station itself by 2 armor. That might be too much.
It just became too easy to kill.
Yeah, it was too easy to kill. That.
Yeah, I felt like it went down really easy
to kill. So maybe we only needed to reduce it by 1 armor, and that's it takes repeated testing on a regular basis in order to get to where we should be, or at least where we feel we should be. Not all players are going to feel that it's right.
Or maybe at each stage give it a temporary invincibility,
maybe
temporal shield or something.
Yeah, maybe
for a duration.
There are so many different ways that we could go about this. Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it, whereby repeated testing is absolutely necessary and feedback from a variety of different sources in order to get it right, or at least to what we feel is right. Ultimately, it's always going to be at the point that we feel is right. Not all players are going to feel that way, but absolutely. At least it will be fair.
I think, as devs, you have to try and do what you feel is right for your vision, for your mod.
Thank you so much, Savol. We really appreciate that, buddy.
But I think that's kind of come to the end of the stream, really.
I think we're there, yeah.
I want to thank everyone for watching tonight, and everyone that watches when it's up on YouTube in a few days' time, for seeing Nemesis. We will show it off properly in the dev diary, so I'm aware you didn't get to really see the station event. We'll have a tweet to it.
I'm sorry.
I was trying to tell Gul to send a scout.
I did send scouts, but it was too late. I was
blind. But the map itself, I'm really proud of the map because I think it's really encouraged some good competitive play tonight.
Competitively. As a competitive map, this is a perfect map because everybody is going to get the same.
Yeah.
I also feel...
Go on.
To be honest, I feel like we're pretty decently balanced.
Yeah.
It's like not overly over the top.
The
that one race is stronger.
Today, which is myself and you, Bane. We've died because of fuck ups.
Yes, my fleet was way out of position and too slow to get back.
Both of us, we've both died because of fuck ups. It's not because our fleet was any worse.
No.
We just fucked ourselves, and that's why we're dead.
Well, I tried to push early to take your worlds, so I knew if I had more worlds,
well, it was a good tactic. It was well, it had the potential to be a good tactic, but everybody else cottoned on to what you were doing.
Yeah. Yeah, and Caesar.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Taking the initiative. Once you commit, that opens up a very easy opportunity for someone else to go. I'm just gonna cruise on in here.
But that's multiplayer. That is multiplayer.
And nuke your stuff. And as you say, it's been
somebody's got to take that initiative.
It's been fuck ups that's cost individuals the game. I mean, my fuck up was choosing to engage when my fleet wasn't at an appropriate size.
Seems reasonable.
I had the same issue after the.
I thought I might be able to take it, but my assessment was wrong because it's incredibly difficult to gauge whether or not you would win against a Borg fleet because their numbers are completely off.
I was overconfident against my Romulans.
No. I expected to lose 3 ships.
I think he was overconfident. I thought he was gonna. No. I thought you was gonna lose less than you did.
No, it was fair that I lost ships. Like otherwise, it wouldn't be balanced.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
to be honest, I thought I would lose more ships. You know.
Oh right, now it's making me feel bad. I never thought I should kill more.
Guys, we've got to let the stream go. Thank you so much for watching, everybody who hasn't, and those of you who've commented. It's been amazing that you have. This will be on YouTube in a couple of days, and if you're watching it on YouTube, or even if you notice that it's there on YouTube, like the video because you've liked it today. And of course, do comment on there if there are questions that you felt that you didn't, that you either didn't get to ask tonight, that you think of later on, or that you did ask and we sadly didn't notice. Ask them again because we will answer. That's part of our commitment, isn't it?
And come to Discord. There is a Star Trek Armada discussion area there. You can leave your suggestions in there. You can chat to the devs, and we'll listen to those.
Yeah.
And we'll
get on our Discord and jam with us, man. We love it. We love the discussion. We want you to join in on the discussion. We in part, it's not just us, we run a great Discord with a great community, which is both, I suppose, which was both Sins of a Solar Empire, Rebellion, and of course,
Empire at
War, Forces of Corruption mods, which is, we call it the CGB Coalition, which is Corey and ourselves. We run it together in partnership. So Corey, of course, runs a mod for Empire at War, so there's a lot of Empire at War players there. So if you like Empire at War, it's great for you. We're primarily Sins. We do dabble in other things, but we're primarily Sins, and of course Corey does indeed do a Sins mod as well. So yeah, absolutely.
And tomorrow
to our Discord.
Tomorrow as well.
There's stuff happening tomorrow? My God, I have to do 2 things in 2 days?
Tomorrow there is a stream. There is a stream. It is the... because we have these quite often.
A fucking community match?
There is a community...
Ah, Jesus. I have to deal with the plebs. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding.
There's a community match tomorrow. So it's always first come, first serve. You can join it. And Corey's going to be there. You're going to be there.
Corey will be there.
I'm going to be there. And it's Ascendancy because we're going to celebrate the Ascendancy release.
The new release of Ascendancy. It's going to be wicked.
For the little bit that I've done, it's a great mod. But Corey has dedicated so much time to that mod. 2.5 years. And he's pretty much made it
2.5 years, I think he's been working on it.
Yeah, and he's done it all by himself, pretty much. Obviously, there's modelers.
The community match is the newest released version of Ascendancy.
Yeah, so we're going to be covering that.
All right, Peter.
And we hope to see you guys there. And
make a quick suggestion not to cancel the stream just yet. Have a quick final set piece battle.
Oh, right, okay. Where's
piece
this
of candy. It is.
It'll be Singhai. I'm just bringing in the rest of my fleet from the other side that I've been building. I don't expect it to win, but
so there'll be one more
building
battle.
a fleet. You monster.
It'll be a nice little bit of tantalising explosive action.
A little bit of titillation.
That Jabrams might be proud of.
You mean explosions galore?
Explosions galore, exactly.
But no galores, sadly.
Oversized Enterprises painted black, you know, the full jazz.
So we'll watch this final battle. Because we asked. Because we're nice.
Hey, look,
you wanna
an invisible event. Oh, the game appears to have frozen.
The game has frozen.
That is highly unfortunate.
Still working. I'm still looking around and things, but...
Oh, there you go. It's going again. It's going again.
Oh, that was
that was strange.
I was quite concerned for a moment there.
A bit of freeze.
Here we go. Here comes the fleet.
Oh, it's gone again.
Oh my. Oh my.
Could be some ICO lag.
Yep, ICO is shitting its pants as it does.
Oh my god, look at the Borg and the Klingons!
Oh my god, people playing multiplayer, fuck this!
Oh, this is Weyoun. There we go, some Klingons coming in. So the Borg are bombarding the planet.
If the rest of these ships could hurry up, that would just be fantastic, really.
That'd just be great.
It's just
That'd be
lagging.
great.
It's just stopping for some reason. Strange.
Well, I think somebody's receiving impaired.
Caesar is lagging right now.
There you go. God damn it, Caesar!
For some apparent reason.
Cancel the download of your porn.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now everyone else is lagging. See, it's not just me.
Yeah, it's ICO.
It'll be ICO then. Alright.
ICO is playing it.
I take back my comment about Moby Jizz or whatever it is you're using.
Not the porn.
Oh dear God, Cole. Stop drinking. Stop drinking.
No.
Right, here goes the Klingons.
I could have really used with more capital ships, but hey ho.
Do it.
My single ion storm will have to do.
Come on, kill it.
So if I give it a second, I might level up and get the battle chant as well.
Why have you got predator
have some
classes?
Klingon
What
folks on.
pointlessness is this?
They were holdovers when I was bombing out your planets.
Alright, fair enough.
But that will now die in honourable battle.
I don't think you have enough ships there, Caesar.
No, I don't. But
You need a last-ditch effort.
it's either that or we wait another 20 minutes for me to keep building.
Let's not do that.
Let's not do that.
And I don't think.
I need to stop playing because I'm smashed.
I'm not convinced that's ideal. Right, let's see. What am I gonna try and be determined to kill? I'm gonna try and kill
the cube at the front.
That thing.
A phallical shaped thing.
Yes, the phallus.
Kill the cube. Try and kill the cube. Cube at the front. Cube at the front.
You're not gonna kill the
Simulation
phallus.
cube. You know it's right. You know it's fair.
Kill the queen. She's easy to kill.
Kill a queen.
Kill a
What
queen.
a tune. She's got Moe Chandon in a pretty cabinet.
We are the Borg.
We're the Borg. That's not part of it.
Okay, here goes the Klingons moving in. Hopefully Gul's going to zoom in a bit.
I'm zoomed in. Jesus, woman.
Klingons are still hitting it. A lot of damage.
Come on, get the battle chant. And it doesn't have enough antimatter.
Koi Kalis Ko.
Not enough antimatter. No Klingon battle chant.
Oh, many Klingon ships are blown up here. And
Come on, kill the cube. Come on,
Do it.
do it.
Come on, I'm here. Kill me.
Again, if Gul highlight the cube.
Stop regenning.
12,000
Come on,
health.
come on. It's almost there.
6,000.
Do it.
3,000.
3,000 and boom.
Right, battle was a victory. Game 1. GG.
Alright, next cube. Come on.
Next cube. Okay, where's a? I don't even have one. Shit. Okay. Let's kill one of those. Let's kill that.
Jesus,
let's kill that. Let's kill that. Let's kill that nanite probe. There we go. That'll be my next target. That nano probe is winning the battle decisively, and Draconis' favourite has to die.
Not clear ships are now assimilated.
I'm starting to suspect that you're not winning.
Come on, kill the nanite probe. The nanite probe died.
Some fantastic Borg, some Borg Quebec classes.
Yeah. Still took down a cube though.
Let's see what else we have. That's
one cube. Thanks to focus fire, but yeah, I barely killed anything else.
Are there any other Borg ships that we should take a look at?
I think that covers everything.
Nice Borg cavort over here.
So well played by the Borg. I think it was down to the players tonight. They all played really well.
Yeah, I think I would have lost if Caesar would have pushed while I was rebuilding my fleet.
Yeah, I should. That's the thing. I made the decision to colonize Gul's space rather than push you, and that
Cardassia wins again.
That was the decision that cost the game. Really.
We'll just blame Gul.
Blame Gul. Yeah.
Blame Gul for everybody else's loss. Yes.
Or I'll blame Bane. I'll blame Bane for suggesting that I colonize his planets.
I didn't say you had to send your entire fleet. I said send a few ships.
I didn't send my entire fleet. I just didn't rebuild while I was colonizing. Or I was, but way too slowly because a lot of my resources were going into investing in civic infrastructure.
That'll do. Let's end the stream here. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. You've been amazing. Thank you so much for all the comments tonight. Thank you so much for being as involved as you have been. I'm blown away by it, and I absolutely love it. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and have a lovely evening.
Night, guys.
Good night. Or good morning.